Hello, everyone, and welcome to Aliens. We are super excited. Some of us a little nervous about this one shot, but yeah, I'm hyped. I'm really excited. Let's go around. Let's say who we are and who we will be playing tonight. We'll start with myself because I'm already talking. I am Lieutenant McKeelson, corpsman, medic. You know, I think it's supposed to be corpsman, but I've been nicknamed a corpsman because that's how most people turn out after my medical attention. So yeah, that's me. Below me we've got Deception Check. Who are you playing tonight?
Oh, wow. I'm jumping right into it
I know.
fast this time. Normally I get to wait till the end to start saying stuff. Hi, I'm Deception Check. I'm playing Special Investigator Hank Granger. It'll be fun. He'll be having a very important time tonight discussing options and activities with the fine USMC soldiers here. I can't wait.
Yep. None of us faked any credentials to get this job at all. Blaze, Shiny Pilot, how are you? Who are you playing?
Well, I'm playing Blaze, of course. He's a Lance Corporal in the Marines, you know, and he likes big guns, big women, heavy combat, you know, all the good things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Shiny Pilot playing got really weird, dude. I'm looking forward to tonight, though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. And of course, we have the ever so lovely Nugatosaurus.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Nugatosaurus. I'm going to be playing Violet, who is the resident synthetic. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Should be interesting.
Yes, indeed. We also have D20 Coup de Grace, not playing Fallout 4 right now, but playing Aliens.
Yeah, I'm playing Private Red Brewer, and I have my therapist says I have a preoccupation with vengeance, but we'll see about that.
Love it. It's fantastic. And of course, last but certainly not least, our game master. They're not playing Dungeons and Dragons. Our game master for this evening, Travis, producer Travis.
Hello, everyone.
Got a new handle since.
Man, I do. I'm at producer Travis. How's it going? I'm on a real bad Aliens kick. And then when Ridley Scott mentioned in an interview that the Blade Runner and Alien universe can and do exist in the same continuity, well, my brain just went and can't help myself. So Lindy has been very generous to accommodate my madness, and this is an awesome group of talented players, so I'm gonna get it on. It's time to I'm playing a company man tonight, and who knows what insanity we're gonna get up to here.
Well, I should hope someone knows.
I do. I know. I'm gonna make Frank's icon here a very young Jack Palance, and this is something I want to tell everybody, like young late 20s, early 30s Jack Palance, back when he was making really bad European movies. So to our faithful viewers at home, we're going to take it nice and easy through this one, because we've gone and went and stacked it pretty high as far as exposition goes on this one, so we're just gonna get in the lotus position and enjoy ourselves. All right, so here we go. The year is 2188. Somewhere along the frontier, deep space, the gun barrel shaped hull of the USS Remington slowly moves into view. 10 months ago, the Remington was returning from a routine urban pacification mission. Miners on Calantha led an uprising, and the USCM Mobile Infantry Unit swiftly quashed it with 0 Marine casualties. On its way back to Gateway, the Remington was given new orders when the crew was awoken from hypersleep and rerouted to Research Facility 292, aka the Zoo, located on planet LB-310, just outside the arm, off Theta Reticuli. The Remington, my coffee is here. Thank you, darling. Give it up for my lovely wife and assistant. Thank you. The Remington's infantry unit set down on LV 310 to discover that the head researcher, Dr. Jeffries, had not only perished years prior to be replaced by his synthetic assistant, Leonard, but was conducting secret research on a highly lethal organism of great interest to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Dr. Jeffries was crossbreeding this organism with local wildlife and had created new and highly advanced variations of the original species. Leonard had sabotaged all outgoing communications with the company and had entered into a secret arrangement with mysterious life forms who came to LV 310 specifically to hunt this rare and highly lethal species. One of the Remington's crew members, Crew Synthetic Violet, was given secret company orders to collect a sample of this organism for return to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. But rather than risk contamination off-world, Violet chose to have her mind wiped by Leonard, and the crew of the Remington barely escaped the zoo. After launching ordnance from high in Atmo, destroying all or most of the facility, the crew re-entered hypersleep for the journey back to Gateway, with only a specimen of the unique blue ape native to that planet on board to show the company.
But it's labeled
Dangerous ape.
with
Dangerous
official
organism.
label tape. XX121.
That's right. They labeled it XX121.
From the label machine at the official
I
laboratory.
like to think that it's like a cheap, not a cheap piece of masking tape with like.
No, it's not. And it's not. McKeelson's smart enough, just barely, to have gone official with that.
Only the specimen of blue ape native to the planet was on board to show the company in hopes that would satisfy them and throw them off the trail of this organism. That was 10 months ago. The Remington and its remaining crew have been remotely rerouted to the USCM gunship, the USS
But
Cleolantha.
hold on, nobody died, right? I gave everyone medical attention.
Well, you don't know. You don't know yet. Just currently, the Cleolantha is currently in high orbit over the gas giant KG-310. The crew was awakened from hypersleep. So, you crew members, you know, you've been asleep for 10 months. It's not easy. You wake up to find 7 USCM Marines pointing pulse rifles at you. And the captain begins to explain to all of you that you are under arrest. And that you will be placed into holding for questioning, awaiting court-martial. And that a company special investigator is on his way to this facility to discuss what happened on your mission. How do you react waking up from hypersleep? Let's start with McKeelson.
Shocked.
Alright.
We've done nothing wrong at all. We did exactly what the company ordered us to do. So McKeelson is just like, oh, bloody hell, I need a Bloody Mary. What the fuck is going on here? Shit.
They just point a gun at you. How about you, Brewer?
Just slowly reach down, pull out a cigarette, light it. That sucks.
How about Corporal Blaze?
Blaze rolls out of his bed, seeing guns at him, and he's angry. Here's the charges, flips him 2 birds, like, never gonna take me alive. Starts eyeballing him and edging him. He's got like the twitch going on under the eye.
Stand down, Blaze! As the highest ranking officer who's not in a coma. You have to
And
listen
he
to
yells
me.
at me, McKeelson, this is bullshit. You know it is. They got nothing on us here. We didn't do anything wrong.
I know I didn't do fucking anything. That's why you just don't start shit.
Twitch, twitch, twitch.
3 months from retirement.
About Violet? She's woken up.
Do I wake up from hypersleep? Did I go into hypersleep?
You did. You did.
Okay. I am just super confused look on my face. just like, has something gone wrong?
Everybody looks at you. You know, everybody looks. The Marines, you know, are all just like standing inches away from each one of you with pulse rifles pointed right at you. But you can tell that the captain is giving you the is perplexed by your even presence there, but doesn't say anything. I need everyone to roll me one in this particular scenario.
Would you like me to roll?
Needs to roll me the equivalent of a perception check.
Oh.
Which is gonna be
Perception.
Perception?
That's presence, which is like your charisma score.
No, there's
So,
a perception.
or there is perception. There is perception. Look at that. You have a perception thing. We're all learning together here, folks.
Oh, I'm pretty perceptive. It's because
I'd like to think.
It's because I drank a lot right before we went to cryo, so I'm still thankfully intoxicated.
Okay.
I like to get sloshed right before going in. That way I'm like still buzzed when I wake up. You know.
Sloshed when you get out of cryo.
One of them, one of the soldiers lifts up his pulse rifle, takes the cigarette out of Brewer's mouth, drops it, steps on it with his boot.
Rude.
And you are all placed in handcuffs. And
Thank
each
you.
are led out one after another, with McKeelson being last. And as you're being handcuffed, you can see across this in the hypersleep chamber. There's 3 pods across from you guys. And those held your pilot, Mason, the captain, whose last name
Who was in a coma.
Who remember had a heart attack.
Yes, and I thought there was no hope, but then Violet was like, "Why don't you try these paddles?" And I was like, "I give it a go." And oh, hey, look, he lived, but he's in a coma now. So, yeah.
And also Private Peters, who was badly injured.
Yeah, but he's fine because I slathered his face in super glue.
He is fine.
Yeah.
You notice that the tubes for Peters and Mason are open.
Oh.
And as you are led
He arrested
out
him.
of the room, you notice a hole in Peter's chest, about the size of a grapefruit. It looks like something has exploded from the inside. You are dragged out of the room.
Did
Did
we,
you-
Oh, no.
did we see any of signs of stuff like that when we were on the planet? I can't
No.
remember.
No, we didn't.
Continue. I'm sorry. Just that.
So you are all led through the cold corridors of the USS Cleolanthan, and you notice as you come out, notice these odd blue humanoid synthetics standing there looking at you with glowing white pinpoint eyes. And I've got a picture of one of these guys. Here
Who the hell are these guys?
And I don't know if you can see this gentleman here, but they have white pin needle points coming out of their eyes, and they've got this creepy blue skin, these folded necks, flap skin, and these are cheap private androids who are working this ship that you've been brought to, and they mutter to themselves and have an odd staticky growl to their voice as they talk to each other as you are led down the hallway. You enter into C deck. Oh, and it's worth mentioning that a small shuttle took you from the Remington, which is nearby, to the airlock on the Cleolant. Okay.
Okay.
So the Remington is not docked with the Cleolant, but it is very nearby, and they are in matching orbit over this gas giant.
Gotcha.
So you are led around the corner, and you are led into an elevator, and you feel yourself go up, and then you come out this corner up on A deck, and you are each placed in your own holding cell. And I need to put Violet in number 6. There she is.
The question is, do they search us before putting us in a holding cell?
Well, you're still in your tiny white under things that you.
Oh, because I definitely have a secret flask that goes in there.
Yeah, they found that. They found
No liquor for you in your holding cell.
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I have a really bad nicotine habit!
I have an intimate relationship, an ongoing long-term relationship with alcoholism. Please, can you just...
So you are you're thrown into this room. They throw you a lunch, this nasty substance on a tray, mug of stale water.
That's what I need the alcohol
Maybe
for.
some coffee, and sort of a deep blue jumpsuit for each one of you.
Oh, wonderful.
And about 36 hours goes by. You're fed 2 more times. Those of you with alcoholism are starting to slowly get some DTs, and those of you who enjoy a smoke now and then are starting to get a Nick fit, something serious. Meanwhile,
Blaze gets up to the bars of the holding cell and just banging on up, saying, "At least let us out to exercise."
I just, every time they come to bring me food, I'm like, could you just, whiskey, scotch. Really, I'll take anything at this point.
You guys better do what she says, or she'll snap.
"Stand away from the doors," says the working Joe, who handed you your ration for the afternoon.
Something wrong with your throat there, buddy? You're a little crackly. Blaze is starting to get a little antsy and tired of this treatment, so he's starting to mess with the droid a bit, or
Working Joes.
Joe.
He turns around. Out. So, as you bang on the door and scream and yell and wish you had enough cards to play solitaire, you're hanging out. Meanwhile, Granger, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about who Hank Granger is.
Well, Hank Granger's a company man. Didn't start out that way, but there's not much use for a Blade Runner these days. You got these skin jobs under control, so I don't really have to do as much. It's been some time since I decommissioned a Tyrell Corp Nexus 8. You don't see those around too long now. But I ran into the company and USCM out hunting these David Sevens that got free. They look crazy fuckers. Yeah, I'm really good at taking them out, decommissioning them. And since then I've been going around doing a bit of this and that for the Marines. Sometimes you get some boys that have been reading up on that stupid Star Beast pamphlet, get up their head that there's aliens coming around to go and kill them and take over their places and whatnot. And all it is just a lot of crazy running around since Hadley's Hope. I'm not too worried about it though. I just go around, I clean up the Marines. Don't really get to hunt skin jobs much anymore, but you never know, they might be in there somewhere. So now I'm getting called up this stupid backwater ship to talk to some misfit Marines that went AWOL. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a different term. They were what is it? What's that term there? Let's see, looking through my notes. Hey, yeah, there we go. Unauthorized absence. Sounds so much better when the Marines say it instead of AWOL. That just sounds strange. But I've got to figure out why they went. They had an unauthorized absence, went off script with this strange mission that no one can really tell. And there's word of a random person on the ship that's not on the registry. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. There's a dead guy. There's a bunch of Marines. And yeah, well, there's a little bit to look into. You're muted.
I'm muted. The shuttle takes you up to the Cleolanthan. Knocks, doors open. You're greeted by a very friendly, fresh-faced gentleman in his late 30s, played by Bill Pullman in his prime. Not to be confused with Bill Paxton. I'm talking about Bill Pullman.
Mm-hmm.
Independence Day era Bill Pullman. Walks right up to you with his hand right out. Mr. Granger, very pleased to meet you. I'm Captain Ross.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Absolutely. Welcome aboard the Cleo Lant.
That's quite a mouthful for a ship. Couldn't it just be, you guys just call it the Cleo?
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. We should do that.
Thinking out of the box, son, and keep you alive.
Well, you're sharp as a tack. We're glad to have you here because we've got a real humdinger of a doozy here. Can I call you Hank? Is that okay? Is that all right?
You can call me Mr. Granger.
Mr. Granger. All right. We got a real pro. Okay. Well, I hope you're ready for a real puzzler, Mr. Granger.
I've been briefed a bit. What have you got here? What do you got to tell me that's not already in the reports?
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to walk you all the way through it. Let's get you checked in real quick. These are, I don't know if you've ever seen these before. These are working Joes. Say hi, Joe.
Please, I did retinal scan.
He wants you to put your eyeball in that thing he's holding and get a retinal scan. So
and why is that? Is this a policy I'm not aware of nowadays?
Yeah, we check everybody into the station, keep a record of who comes and goes, and the working Joes keep track of it. The Cleo Lant is a former USCM. It's a heavy gunship that is being decommissioned, and they sold it as military surplus to the Seegson Corporation. So we've got these working Joes running the higher functions of the ship now. Hey, Joe, I heard you shut your woman down. He doesn't know what I mean when I say that. Hey, watch this one. Hey, Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand?
I am not currently armed.
He doesn't know what I'm talking about. You got to make your own fun around here, Mr. Granger. You know what I mean?
I can see you've been here for some time now.
We have been stripping missiles and unloading ordnance and sending shipments back to Gateway for a good 8 months now. So, yes, sir, we are about ready to... what you're here for is the most interesting thing that has happened in some time, let me tell you. So,
will I have to be cohabitating this facility with these working Joes often, or is this just something I'm going to see in the hallways?
No, they're just here to... keep the ship running, keep the ship moving. We're dealing with all the ordnance and all the military, hardware, particularly on the lower decks. The Joes just keep an eye on, making sure we're still in orbit, making sure nothing messes up. Something goes upside down, they fix it.
You had any issues with these Joes? Ever get out of line, do something untoward, kill a human or not?
No, I've never hurt anybody. I'm not sure they're capable of hurting anybody. But, I mean, it's not like I haven't seen a twitchy synthetic in my life, but these guys are all right. Isn't that right, Joe? He slaps his hand on the robot's shoulder, who looks at it.
All right. Well, you say so. I don't like leaving my safety up to crappy skin jobs like these.
Sure. Well, they're not armed, and we've got about 12 Marines here on the ship. It's a skeleton crew, but you're safe here. There's not a whole lot. Well, there wasn't a whole lot going on around here until about 48 hours ago. Yeah. So why don't you walk with me? Do you mind checking in, submitting to a reticle?
Sure. I'll submit to an eye scan.
And then to your personal data pad is uploaded a schematic of the USS Cleo Lant and all 3 of its decks. So, looking at the map here, the 2 of you head north, you walk through this hallway, and Captain Ross leads you into an elevator. And as you start to head up from C deck up to A deck, he's a guy who loves to talk. You know what I mean? Well, where to start on this one? Look, company rerouted the Remington to us 48 hours or so ago. Said its orders are part of a serious data breach. At Gateway, cause unknown. No soft records of the mission. Its crew, nothing. And my direct superiors apparently pieced together who they thought was on the ship and where they thought it was coming from. It seemed to be mostly right. It's a 6-man infantry squad, including their pilot. And then the elevator doors open. You step out onto a deck, which I'm going to move us here. And you walk up to a door right across from the elevator door itself. Room 6 here. Move him up. Where are you? Patience, gentle viewer. Wait, here we go. There you are. There's Jack Palance. Okay, here we go. So you walk up to this room. She's up on A deck, northmost part. You see a young woman in a regulation blue jumpsuit sitting at a double-sided interrogation table. A lot of machinery that is completely familiar to you. This is a regulation USCM interrogation room fitted with the functional equivalent of a lie detector, which is a lot like the old tech from the 21st century Voight-Kampff machines, where it's really just there to zero in on the eyeball and check for lies, emotional distress, something like that. So she's handcuffed to her chair. Ross gestures towards her. And then we have this one. Hypersleep data and ship's records identify her as Violet. No company records. Nothing on the network. Nothing. She's a ghost. I'm sure they discussed this with you, but let me tell you, my boss is not happy about this. Whoever or whatever infiltrated the network wanted this lady gone.
Well, it makes sense for all the headaches and destruction that's followed in this group's wake. You have no idea how many UCMJ articles these guys have broken, just from what I've reviewed quickly. If these guys go before a court-martial, it's going to be... Well, it might just be easier to shoot them than to put them in a jail cell.
Well, if it comes to that, you know.
You space them out here. You don't actually have to waste a bullet.
Yeah, really. Well, we got precious few of those left on the ship. I mean, like I said, we ship most of our ordnance off of here, so there's not a lot of armament actually left here on the ship. We're just floating around the sun, stripping this thing so they can sell it for parts. It's a shame, really, because I love this ship. All right, so...
A natural attachment to an inanimate object?
You know.
You have been here for some time, haven't you? Okay. That's fair.
When I get back to Gateway, there's a bottle of scotch with my name on it. So we're all just taking our time. All right, but she's not even the half of it. All right, you got to come over here. You got to come this way.
Okay.
He turns, takes you down this hallway to your left. 2-star walking. He gestures towards these 3 holding cells here, holding Brewer and McKeelson and Blaze. And you see them. As he walks by, what does he see each of you doing through the little
Blaze
one-way thing?
Sitting on the floor with his back to the wall, head against it, and he's set up the prison trash can near the cell door entrance, and he's got little paper balls, and he's like just picking them and doing like shooting hoops with them.
What about McKeelson?
Oh, McKeelson's going a little stir crazy. Not gonna lie. McKeelson is also very sober right now, and it's generally not good for McKeelson's well-being. So McKeelson's just like, she's got the shakes a little bit and is just like pacing probably like in a tiny little circle, because these are just not bitch, and just like just ranting, just violent, just like, I don't understand. I'll ask, is it for a simple bottle of scotch? Is that so hard? No, it's not so fucking hard. 3 months of retirement, that's all I need. Just going on. Mostly about alcohol and how she needs it.
And what about Brewer as we walk by?
Brewer's just like rocking back and forth, like biting on the nubs that were his nails.
Oh no.
Ow. That's pretty much
it sounds about right. And as Granger kind of peeks in, Ross goes, "They're not going anywhere. Come on, the fun stuff's down here." Leads you down this zigzag hallway. Make a right, and then a left. Go down a long hallway. We got an okay lunch coming up, by the way. Chilean sea bass, by the way, I think is.
No, that's pretty nice. I mean, it's not the prefabricated stuff they give to the soldiers in the field, is it?
It is, but we get excited about, Q rations around here, so don't, I know.
That's fine. I've had worse.
Don't knock it till you try it, government man.
All right, so he leads you into a door on your left. It says med bay on it. Sick bay. When you walk into this room, you see two med tables on the opposite side of the room. There's a corpse on each one. One of them is a female, and one of them is a male. Both have holes in their breastbones, about the size of a coffee mug, blown out. Dead. On your right are 3 tubes full of a blue liquid. One of which is an odd bluish ape, and its sternum is also cracked, all right in its chest. But the tube it's in is intact. And then you see 2. I don't know if I've got one near me. Oh no! How could I not have a face hugger like within arm's reach? That's insanity. Oh wait, it's right over here. Hold on, folks. Stand by. Okay, you see 2 of these floating in the tube, in their own respective tubes. Deceased.
That's good. I mean, we don't want one of those living around us.
What in the hell are those things?
Well, I have no fucking idea. We've been staring at these for a day and a half. I've never seen anything like it. They were found nearby, right? They weren't actually in the tubes. One of them was tucked up in an air vent, his tail hanging out. Fell on one of my guys, scared him half to death. Other one we found under a table in the mess hall on the Remington. So I've never seen anything like it. Must have happened on whatever mission they were on. And they kept the bodies. Don't know why.
Are those gunshot wounds? I mean, I've seen someone take a slug in the back and it leaves a nice hole like that on the front, but it doesn't look like those are penetrating.
Nope, nothing on the back. Look, walks over, lifts up. Mason points to her back. Clean. Something came out of these people from the inside.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this might be above my pay grade.
You and me both. I don't know. Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing you work because these people have some questions to answer. I can't wait to see them tap dance all around it. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Well, where do you want to start? You want to split up? You want me to talk to one of them? You want a good cop, bad cop it, or
let's get everybody in a room. Talk to them for a bit. Let's see what they have to say. They've been together for a while. They're a well-oiled machine. Let's see how they do. I'd like to see how they interact with each other and see how they respond to this nameless, faceless person we've got here. Yeah, let's.
You don't want to go one by one. You're not afraid they're gonna like.
No. Let's get them all together. Let's get them all together right now, and we'll see what we need to, and then we can split them up. I mean, if you are more comfortable just going one-on-one, I'll be perfectly happy to do that. But
well, let me tell you something. The company wants to know about this ghost woman. You're gonna put her in there too?
Well, yeah. I mean, if they all think she's supposed to be there, maybe they'll give us some clues as to who she is. We're just asking her and she doesn't know, doesn't want to say. We're not going to get anything, but we put her in with the rest of the group, with her crew, supposedly. And maybe just then we'll get some information.
Well, you're the boss. Do it your way.
Has there been any indication that any of these miscreants is an artificial life form?
Not that we've seen.
No?
I haven't
Okay.
seen one of them bleed.
I was given a heads up that there's rumors of a synthetic on board. There's no records of it, of course. Like you said, there's no records of anything that we've got to deal with here, but there's rumors. And I don't like undocumented synthetics.
Well, like I said, records on all these guys are scrubbed. You know,
Right.
We've got what we found on the tubes. You know, we've got, you know, there might be people back at Gateway who remember shaking one of these people's hands, but other than that, they're all phantoms. So I assumed, I thought this one was the pilot. He points at Mason. But, you know, then what does the other one do? You know? And so one of them might be the synthetic, you know, obviously.
Well, I've got some records. We've done some research as soon as we knew this was coming. And we're good at gathering information at Wayland Utani. And then when you get the USCM command involved and greases the wheels, as you might say, and we can find out information we need to. So from what I've got, the dead woman there, well, that one was the pilot, supposedly. Now, I need confirmation on this, but I'm just saying. And that poor sucker there, I don't know what happened. What is wrong with his head? Can you tell what happened there?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't even look at his head. Look, he's been burned. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's got a wicked, what is that? Looks like an acid burn, right?
Is that super glue? What the hell happened to this poor boy?
Oh, man. You are good. I didn't even notice somebody super glued his face back together. I've been moving warheads a lot.
I want to know what happened just to find out about the super glue. I mean, that by itself is probably going to be worth a couple of whiskeys at the bar for me next time I get her out. So,
all right. Well, listen, we got a conference room around the corner, just on the other side of that wall. What do you want me to do? Walk them all in and?
Yeah, let's go get him in there. Let him sit down and stew for a minute. You got the double-sided glass? Can we observe these?
We do actually.
These Marines.
Right, yeah, you can stand out in the hall right here, and then there's one-way glass looking in there.
All right, let's go ahead and put them all in. Get them all together. Give them some water. I think that one of them needed a cigarette. Get that man a smoke. Make him feel comfortable.
Okay, he picks his radio up off of his belt and he goes, "Hey, Smithson, this is Ross. Do you copy?" Yeah, we got a 2-5 up here. We're going to move all these prisoners over to the conference room. Why don't you bring a few friends and let's go ahead and move these folks. And you hear a reply. He goes, "All right. I'll be here in a second."
All right, let's go ahead and let's get ready to watch some interactions.
Beautiful. So you hear the response from Smithson. We are Oscar Mike. And the elevator, you hear the elevator ding from down the hall. Group of 4 Marines comes in. You want all 4 of them in here? Just making sure.
All 4, please.
All right. Far be it for me to question your methods. I should have popped popcorn. It's a shame there's no popcorn on this ship because this is going to be the most fun I've had all week. Here we go. All year, actually. All right. So the Marines come up. They pull Violet first. They handcuffs on your chair. 2 Marines come in the door. 2 come in the room. 2 wait at the door. Unhook you. Stand up.
Are we going somewhere?
Come with us, please.
Okay.
You're led down the hall, all the way down. You make a right and then a left, and a right and then a left. Then you're led into a conference room. Let's say there's a door through here. So you just see a big pane of glass on your right. 2 Marines fix your handcuff back to the chair.
Are these necessary? They kind of
Just wait
hurt.
here, please, ma'am.
Oh,
They leave. 4 of them walk up. Brewer, your door opens. Whoosh.
Well,
2
as it
Marines in here.
I had my lockpick on me.
Say that again?
As it opens, can I hide my lockpick on me? I was fashioning a lockpick out of my utensils.
He's eating it.
I want you to roll me a. I don't know. Why don't you roll me a dexterity check there, pal?
Dexterity? All right. Dexterity. Yeah.
That's not bad.
I don't know what that means, but I think it's
That
good.
green box means it was a crit, by the way. So you hear him messing with the door. You hear boots coming down the hall. You've got a big head start as they start coming for you. Go, oh, where do you hide this lockpick on your person, if I might add?
Well, they have jumpsuits now. So.
Stick it in your prison
In your
pocket.
prison wallet.
Think very carefully.
I'll stab it into the inside of my cheek.
Ah.
Good answer. You are led down the hall. Make a right. These 4 Marines, 2 in front of you, 2 behind you, walk you down the hall to a door. You enter a small conference room, big pane of glass on your right. They sit you down at the other end of the table from, you recognize her as Violet. They handcuff you to the chair.
I express with only one half of my face.
I wave as much as I can with the handcuffs on. Just kind of a little.
Just
Now
kinda
you each have one hand free.
Ah.
You are not double hand.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah,
Did they take my visor?
Would it have? Tell me a little bit about your visor. Would it have been on you or near you in hypersleep?
My assumption is that she always has it on. Like, she never takes it off.
Yeah. If it's permanent, not permanently, but if she's always wearing it and she was wearing it in hyperspace, I think they left it on.
Okay, cool.
Yet they took my bottle of scotch that was with me in hypersleep.
Well, they know what that is.
It could just be prescription glasses. You never know.
Well, I had prescription cigarettes.
Prescription. I've got 3 things in my medical bag.
All right. 4 Marines leave the room, go back up the hall. McKeelson, you hear boots coming down the hall.
I unzip my jumpsuit halfway and I'm like,
Your door opens. Whoosh.
hello there, gentlemen. How
Stand
can
up,
I
please,
help
ma'am.
ya? Oh, well, you don't have to ask me twice. How are you doing today? Is it
Is there a skill for this?
I do have seduction. I put points in seduction.
I mean, I think it would be fun to roll a seduction
Sure.
check just for the shit
I'm
of
not
it.
super great at it, but I'm not awful.
Well, give yourself some credit now. Come on.
How about a 16, actually?
Yeah, one of the guards looks too long
Mm-hmm.
and stands too close as he handcuffs one of your left wrist
Oh, we're getting kinky, are we?
and puts his hand on your shoulder, whereas the other one doesn't. He
Mm-hmm.
grabs your bicep,
Mm-hmm. Flexible.
and you're led by these 4 Marines down the hall, through a door, into a small conference room, all the way around the end of this table.
Oh.
And you're seated across from Brewer, and catty corner to Violet, and your left hand is handcuffed to the chair. And as they leave,
I
the
wink
Marine
at the one
who
who looked too long.
oh yeah, as that Marine leaves last, and winks at you as he shuts the door.
Working on it. If I can get one on our side, then our prison
Hey Granger, roll a
easier.
perception check.
It's compromised. Get him out. Oh, no.
Credit that. Totally noticed this Marine winking
Uh-huh.
at
Fuck.
This
Nothing.
rather fetching.
He pulls out his notepad, starts taking notes.
Nothing gets by Granger.
Fuck.
Hello, McKilson.
Oh, hello, Violet. How are you doing?
I'm very confused.
Do you have any scotch on you? Any whiskey? What about you, Brewer? Do you have any libations? Just out of curiosity.
No, McKilson. So, all right, we are Okay, who else is with us?
Right now, it's you, Violet, and McKeelson in a small conference room.
Okay, Granger isn't there.
No,
Okay.
you don't see anybody. There's a big pane of glass on one wall.
I see. Okay, I see.
Just the three of you. And there's a carafe of water. Let's say what's up to Straticus.
At first, I think it's vodka. I'm like, oh, it's water.
It is tepid room
so much
temperature space
disappointment.
station water.
Mm.
Blah. Boots come up the hall, Blaze.
Okay, out of curiosity, are these cells like soundproof? Can you hear things outside of them?
You can hear a little. Yeah, you can hear Boots coming down the hall, and you can hear the. You've
Well, I
seen
heard the conversation going on between McKeelson as she was my next door cellmate.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Okay.
Tradition.
Where is perception? Help me out here.
It's
That's 'cause we're on
with
the
your
roof,
skills. It's
I'm looking at attributes, skills.
It's-
There it is.
yeah.
Perception. Thank you. Wrong page. 13.
13. You hear murmurs, and you hear enough to know that McKeelson was
Being a little flirty.
a little flirty with the
Okay.
people there.
Okay.
You can hear it all.
Blaze
You heard
gets
most of it.
Blaze gets a wicked grin on his face, hearing the Boots coming, and he unzips his suit, sits back on the bed like, oh, yeah. And just waits.
Door opens.
How's it going, boys? Is it off to the firing line for me?
Stand up, please, sir.
I mean, if you want me to. Let me bend over here and get my boots. He's just being an ass, basically. He's messing with the Marines that have come to collect him. He's doing it nice and slow. Yeah, I'm gonna get my sandals or my boots or whatever they had on. And so you guys gonna frisk me? I may be hiding deadly weapons in here.
Had at least one deadly weapon in here. That's the one.
Oh my goodness! It's a good thing this is a rated R movie here, folks. So the Marines are not so interested in your masculine wiles, and the one on the right in particular is like,
Blaze says, I'm just fucking with you guys. Come on, let's go already.
I mean, that's the other thing is these are your people, you know. These are guys, you know.
Yeah, he's
You
just
don't
having
recognize
fun
any
with
of
them. They're fellow Marines.
Fellow Marines. They're just doing their job. So they handcuff your left wrist, take you down the hall,
Okay.
put you in the conference room across from Violet. Where are you going? Come back. There you go. Here he comes, folks. All right.
Let's follow the door.
And then one of the Marines, before he leaves, like, do you have the? He's like, oh yeah. I got it."
Alcohol?
Pulls a
Scotch?
pack of cigarettes
Fuck.
out of his pocket, his suit. Tossed it on the table.
Are we?
Hmm?
Are we all still cuffed?
We're cuffed in
Yes.
one hand.
We're all cuffed in one hand to the table or to the chair?
To the chair.
Now, are the chairs bolted to the floor? That's my next question.
No.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
All right. I
So
mean,
pull out the cigarettes
excellent.
and
Thank you.
So the cigarettes are just out of Brewer's reach.
Oh, well, I know Brewer needs one, so if I can reach it, I'll send it over. But if you see alcohol, you let me know, and I scoot him over.
Oh, thank you.
So, when we start the movie?
I don't know. I hope there's popcorn, if there is.
At this
Maybe
point,
some scotch with that popcorn, right?
Mm.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all I need. I don't need water. I don't need food. All Scotch is the water of life, honestly.
Oh, hey, Violet. Didn't see you there. How's it going?
If I
I'm
lit,
very confused.
you know, I think we all are. Wake up, guns pointed at us. All we've done is do exactly what we're told, and then head back to report in. But no,
Now
I
this.
wonder if the captain's come out of its coma yet. Cause like he could totally vouch for us.
The captain was in a coma?
Oh, that's right. You had a bit of a fall. I don't think you remember. Yeah, the captain. We came out of cryo, and the captain was like, I don't know, having seizures or something. A heart attack. That's what it was. So we gave him the paddles, and then he was
Wait.
alive, but coma, toast.
He's
So
okay,
I
but-
was in charge, being the next highest ranking officer on the crew, and
Well-
we completed the mission.
With him being the way he is, he's going to be the only one that can corroborate our story. Because
Yeah.
did you guys see that hole in the chest? There's
I did. I don't know what the
What the-
fuck happened
did
there.
they
What do you
shoot
want? Did they shoot them? Did they not comply? That's another reason I told you to stand down, blazing their pointing the guns. Did you see what they did to our poor fellow comrades? Just because they were like, oh, why are you pointing guns at us? Gosh. Peters and
got it right
Mason.
there, Brewer. The same fate may await us here, depending.
As long as they give me my last meal, which is going to comprise of a bottle of scotch.
Yep.
Put a
Have
pin
we
in
done
that.
something wrong?
No!
Hold on to that, Violet. Have we done
Okay.
something wrong? Let's hold on to that.
Uh-huh.
Violet says, have we done something wrong? Pause. On the other side of the glass, Ross leans over to Granger and goes, oh, did I tell you the captain's dead?
I'm sorry. What happened to the? You didn't show me a body of the captain.
No, well, we put him, he's in the morgue down on C deck. Yeah, no, but the records in the pod match up. Coma, died in hypersleep. Heart gave out. Middle of the trip.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's what the
that might
pod
have
says
been-
anyway.
It'd be nice to have someone in charge, be able to tell us what was going on. Interesting. They call the nameless woman Violet. That doesn't match any records or any information that we've been able to glean. She had a fall. Wonder if that's code for something. I didn't see any damage on her.
Well, while he's talking to those two are talking, can Blaze get up, kind of pace the room, and work his way towards the mirror?
You're
and then
handcuffed
start
to it. You're going to have to
picking his-
drag your chair
Oh,
with
this
you.
thing.
because-
Okay, dang it.
you
I was
are
gonna say,
handcuffed.
let's
Roll,
start
the
picking his
chair is
teeth.
on wheels. You could roll
You
the
can
chair
roll
around.
over.
Okay, he's gonna roll his chair to the mirror and start picking at his teeth in front of the mirror. God, I need to brush my teeth.
Granger just kind of laughs. He's like, I love Marines.
I want to stealthily pull that pick out of my cheek and start putting it on my cuffs.
But can you give me one of the cigarettes? I know it's not scotch or whiskey or anything. It's a percentage proof, but it's something.
Blaze is at the mirror. He's like, yeah, might as well. Maybe your last one.
I
Probably gonna shoot us after this.
I toss her
Well, if they're
one.
gonna just fucking shoot us after this, we should just have a big orgy or something. Fuck, I mean, they're
Blaze
not
is
even
like,
giving us alcohol.
Blaze is like, I'd be down.
I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
Well, you can go sit in the corner if you're uncomfortable with it, Violet. You don't
I
have to
wouldn't
watch.
be comfortable with watching either.
You don't. You just turn around and not look. Don't sit in the mirror corner. Sit in like that one. Let it- fucking cigarette. She just lights up a
Hey,
cigarette.
Brewer, you can join in too, man. The more
yep.
the merrier.
Yep. Don't know if just one of you is gonna be able to handle me. So.
Anyway,
Keelson's sober and stir crazy. Like, just looking for anything to cope.
Have a few smokes. They always calm me down.
So, Brewer, do you really attempt to pick your handcuffs?
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
So let's get a dexterity check from Brewer.
I
And
have
let's get a
the skills stealth and lockpick.
then roll that.
Okay. All right. I'll roll lockpick. All right.
and let's do a resisted. And I'm gonna double check. I'm doing this right here.
Holy shit!
How'd you do? This is gonna be good,
Crit
folks.
25.
Fucking shit. All right, so
I can't score any higher than that.
I mean, you critted. I'm gonna let So let's do a resisted roll because you are actively being watched by someone who is watching you. So let's get a perception. Is a perception check being the minimum? Is there anything else? Any other skills you've got, Granger, that might?
I have surveillance.
Oh, that doesn't sound.
Amanda, you are surveilling.
Yeah, I have surveillance. I'm watching.
Let's see it. Go ahead and roll that bad boy.
Hey, have fun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm taking notes.
That one. That's
So
beautiful.
you're taking notes. You're messing with your data pad. You're doing stuff.
You're getting distracted by Blaze's teeth cleaning.
Yeah, and then just
The guy picking his teeth.
McKeelson's blatant comments of unrestrained.
Talking about orgies. It's gonna get weird in here. Meanwhile, Brewer takes a drag of his cigarette, pulls this thing out of his mouth. I like to think you're doing the one-handed handcuff pick.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
You tell me. You tell me.
Definitely. And I pick it just to the point where I can get loose when I need to, but it still looks like it's on.
It still looks like
Yeah,
it's
where
on.
you like released it just a hair, but you could go click and go pop it out.
I love it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the glass, Ross is watching this guy pick his teeth. God, that's disgusting. And you hear over the PA,
Captain Ross, please report to the Marine.
he's like, oh, come on. He pulls his radio off his belt. He's like, Smithson, do you copy?
No.
Smithson.
Oh.
Smithson, do you read?
Bad.
Anybody? And you hear another random grunt Marine go, yes, Captain?
Everything's fine.
You got a 20 on Smithson? He's not answering the comms. No, sir. I haven't seen him since lunch. All right. Granger, you got this. I got to go check on this guy. Likes to sleep in. I don't know. Maybe he's taking a nap in the.
Sure. You saw that one guard that had his hand on the shoulder of McKeelson?
No. Was one of them touching him?
Yeah. It was the one with the blonde hair, kind of cut short, mole on his face.
Smithson?
Was that Smithson?
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I
Well,
meant.
he
Was he
transferred
touching
him
the
out.
lady?
Yeah, well, I think she got to him. We're gonna have to transfer him off of guard duty.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna leave him in a conference room for you. As soon as I find this asshole. Listen, I'll be right back. Lunch is in a couple hours, okay? So if you're hungry.
I'll be busy. We'll
You're good?
get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and go in.
All right, that's a man who skips lunch. I respect that. All right. Hey, all you down on C deck. I'm coming down. Better get your act together and find Smithson, as he says as he leaves the room. Heads north. Out of the room. Disappears down the hall.
I'll go ahead and walk into the conference room.
So you walk into the conference room, huh?
McKeelson's
Yes, I do.
furiously smoking on a cigarette. Like, if I smoke it fast enough, maybe it'll give me a buzz. Like liquor might just take the edge off a little.
Do a slow walk around the table without saying anything.
I
I
wave.
get by McKeelson. I take out a little flask, sit it on the table by her. Keep walking around. I push Blaze out of the way because he's still picking at the mirror.
Hey,
I
man.
push his chair and let him roll into a corner. Finish the loop. Stop back at the I guess the east side of the table there, at the head of the table, and I take all my stuff and put it down. Just. Well, you guys are fucked.
Well,
And so who are you?
I mean, I prefer to do the fucking, but
Yeah, well, you're not going to have much choice in that going forward if you don't answer the proper questions. Let me introduce myself. My name is Special Investigator Hank Granger. I am an employee of Weyland-Yutani, but I am on leave working for USCM, and their Special Investigations Office. I have been routed here to find out what the fuck you knuckleheads have been doing. Why has there been destruction in your wake? Why are there people dead? And why don't we know who that is?
Well, it's Violet.
Hello.
Yeah. She's always been with us.
Aye. Company center.
Right. No, I understand. But what you don't understand is how many articles of the Uniform Code of Military Justice you've broken.
You mean like dress code?
No, I'm
Uniform.
talking about Article 92, failure to obey an order or regulation. Article 86, unauthorized absence. Article 81, conspiracy.
What? Where are you pulling all
The
these
chance
out
of
from?
Article 90, assaulting and willfully disobeying a superior. Article 94, mutiny and sedition. Article 107, making false official statements.
Hold up.
Are you sure?
I've
you
got a
reading
few
the
more
right-
if you want me to read them
Are
out
you
for
reading
you.
the right crew manifest? Because we did exactly to the letter what the company told us to do.
Well, see, about that,
Agreed.
there is no orders. You guys don't even exist.
They're on the ship's log. Just go over
There's
them.
nothing in there.
So what you're telling me is with our orders
Someone set
that
us up.
didn't exist that we did, putting fake charges on us for something we didn't do.
Oh, these aren't fake charges, friend.
No, someone set us up, is what he's saying. He's saying there's a. I wonder if it was Peters.
All we know is you were on your way back from your last engagement, which
Aye.
commendably you did well as an organization, as an organizational group. But then after that, you went dark. You
No.
rerouted yourself to a station on a planet we don't really know much about other than the name called the Zoo.
LV. What is it, Violet?
Right.
LV something or other.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's right. Blaze Brewer. That's right. You hit your head.
It was like LV 83, I believe, 85.
LV 424.
something like that.
Something like
Right. And around the time of your disembarkation from the planet, there was a high-yield nuclear discharge on the surface.
Hey, look, we
That
went
sounds
down
dangerous.
there to get a little bit of R&R,
What?
and we started playing with explosives.
That's
I
not
got more.
Blaze. I just like wheel over and just slap him upside the head. I'm like,
Oh,
fucking, the company sent us to go land on LV310, pick up the see Roman numerals, XX121 specimen, and bring it back for them to examine.
Right. The
that's what we did.
that naked purple monkey with the hole in its chest.
oh, you found it.
You shot
was
them.
blue.
They shot the monkey too.
Oh no!
Yeah, wait a minute.
No! There
The
was
monkey
no.
was just. It wasn't. didn't
No
even
one's
do
been
anything.
shot.
What do you mean no one's been shot? I saw coming out of cryo. I saw that they had that our pilot
Yeah, buddy,
and
there's
our
a
private
giant
had a
gaping...
giant gaping hole in their chest,
Yeah.
which means
Right.
somebody shot. They didn't. Well, they
Was-
didn't shoot him. They must have stabbed him.
You're Marines, right?
Mhm.
You know,
I'm
when a
not.
bullet goes in, it comes from one side and goes out the other.
They must have shot him in the
means you
back.
shot him in the back.
There are no entry holes on these. There's just exit.
We've been gone a long time. We don't know what type of weapons you've developed since then.
Yeah,
It's been 10 months, son. We aren't that fast.
Has it only been? They wouldn't even tell us how long it's been.
There you go. I gave you a little bit of information. How about we have a little quid pro quo and you tell me something about yourself?
All right.
Like, what was this mission that you supposedly completed?
Hey, Doc, we,
I'm
Go
not a
full
doctor.
truth,
I'm a
full
medic.
yeah, well, we going full truth or whole truth, Doc.
We're gonna go with what the mission was, which was exactly what I just told the guy. Went to LV 310, pick up XX121. I don't know how I suddenly went Brooklyn from Scottish, but
It happens when you drink too much.
so
When you don't drink enough.
I don't
when
pick
you
it up.
don't
It's all
drink,
this
you
tea.
lose your accent.
That's what happens. She's actually raised in Brooklyn. And we got a bunch of snakes attacked. They had a big snake infestation while we were there. Barely got the specimen out. Violet tripped, hit her head. Peter's got attacked by a snake. We got it off. Thankfully, I had my medkit on me, so I was able to super glue the thing shut.
You're the one that used the super glue.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God, that poor
basic
boy.
medical. Look, you only need 3 things in a medkit. scotch, super glue, and morphine.
Hold on. Your name is McKeelson?
Aye.
Hey, let me hold on. Wait. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Oh no. Oh, so it's interesting. The information we have about you.
Aye.
We have no records of medical training at any of the schools or technical universities that correspond with what you have on your record.
Oh, that's interesting, because I submitted all my forms and applications. That's
Oh
how I was
no,
able to
I've
get
seen those.
rank
I'm
and
Doc,
saying
you're not a real doc?
technical university. Saying that the schools and technical universities that you have on your forms.
Oh, it was correspondence school, so I wouldn't have been on any of the attendance records.
Did you pay for these?
They were gifted from my grandmother. She was
No.
gifted.
Let me make a note of that.
She's dead now, so
Of course,
tragic,
like
really.
the rest of your
At
crew.
least she was able to see my graduation. So.
Is the captain dead?
The captain was in a
Yes,
coma. Wait,
un-
Well,
what?
he said the rest of the crew.
I totally forgot.
You're the only ones that are alive.
How can that be, though? We all went into cryostasis alive, and now you're saying
Yeah,
that
we were all alive then.
alive now?
Well-
what did you guys do to
Well-
these guys?
Oh, I don't think you have any right to be asking us questions.
We're just confused.
And I'll let you know,
Oh,
just
I
to be
keep going Brooklyn.
magnanimous. First, the captain died in hypersleep. His coma was not something that could keep him, but he couldn't survive that long.
Oh, is it? Did his
He
heart
didn't
give
do
out?
that.
He did have a heart attack.
It
Very
looks to be
recently.
that way.
That's why you
Um,
these tests.
The pilot PFC Mason,
Aye, Mason's a good one.
she died of explosive exsanguination from her chest, as did PFC Peters. But it looked like he might have died anyway with all the damage that was done to him and the quality medical support he received.
Mhm.
It seemed that he had
He was
a
very
high
pleased. I made him fill out
level
a
of
survey
morphine
card.
in his system.
Morphine? There was
Yes,
Yeah.
almost a deadly level.
No, I gave him control over the little button thing for a bit, and I think he may have gone a little. Told him every hour, just another clip that he may have gone a bit much before going into sleep.
Okay. The rest of you, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze, Brewer, what is your rank, Brewer?
Private.
Nah, you've been there a long time, son. Maybe it's time to set your sights higher. All right. Would any of you, and you too, of course, Violet, would either of you want to tell me who she is?
I'm Violet.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate that.
She was our tech person.
She's your tech person.
I am good with computers.
Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. And what do you do with those computers on a USCM ship?
I don't know. I assume I take care of them.
That's a good assumption. Have you had any recent head injuries?
McKeelson said I tripped.
Yep. Right on the noggin. It's all we were running from the snakes.
To be honest, Inspector, or whatever you are, I think pretty much all of us suffered some form of head trauma on that planet,
There's a lot. Fucked up snakes.
Right. Okay. I've got some questions for y'all if you want. You can all answer. I'll just read them out. Let's see what you think about these. Just tell me what comes off the top of your head first. McHeelson,
Aye.
someone gives you a calfskin wallet for your birthday. How do you react?
Well, who's giving it to me? Is it just like a stranger or like a friend or family member?
An acquaintance.
Oh, acquaintance, thank you. Let's get a drink at the bar.
All
Celebrate.
right. What about you, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze? How would you answer that question?
I see a puppy. I mean, starfish. What was the question? These are the wrong questions, aren't they? Sorry. Start again.
Hey, thank you for paying attention, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze. I'm not worried about you going forward. Private Brewer, how would you answer that question?
He leans forward and he says, I ask what the fuck the company wants with us.
All right. That's good. Okay. Miss Violet, how would you answer the same question?
I would probably thank the person, but then not accept it because it's an animal, and I don't agree with that.
Leather is a very good quality material.
All right, that's pretty good. Well, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze, you're out of the next round of questions. I'm not worried about you. Private Brewer, you've got a child, and your little boy, who is your child, shows you his butterfly collection, plus the jar he uses to kill them. What do you say to him?
What does this have to do with anything?
Answer the question, sir.
He has a jar, he kills bugs, I don't know. Stop killing bugs, stupid kid!
All right, that's a pretty interesting answer there. You see him start taking notes. McNeilson, same question.
So, the kid's killing fucking butterflies? For the record, I don't have any children.
For his
I'm on birth control.
For his collection.
Oh, I would know. I am a woman. Blaze.
Blaze starts chuckling on the other side of the table.
Come on, everyone. Now let's just please.
Sorry.
The faster we get through this, the faster we get done with what we're doing.
So, kid fucking's got a... I don't know why I keep going to Brooklyn. Done too many mafia members lately in Call of Cthulhu. Alright, so the kid's got a butterfly collection. And the jar to murder him in. Nice hobby you got there, kid. Maybe you should make sure none of them are endangered before you kill them. I don't know. Weird. I was into Legos growing up. Why don't kids play with Legos anymore? What happened to Barbie dolls and Legos?
The antiques. Very hard to come by these days.
2049 when too many people stepped on the Legos. Yeah.
They were outlawed years ago.
Okay, well, when you're poor, when you're very poor, you play with whatever you can get your hands on. Grandma found a bucket of Legos at the junkyard one day. Guess what? We got Legos for Christmas that year.
All right. So, Miss Violet, how about you answer that same question, please?
I would be very concerned. Is he enjoying killing these bugs, or is he just doing it because he's bored?
That's a good question to ask. I feel like I would almost have to ask each and every one of you that same question.
I'm not the one killing fucking butterflies.
I like butterflies. I would not kill them.
Lieutenant Corporal Blaze, please.
Inspector, what's with all these questions, man?
Just some questions. You just have to deal with them for the moment.
You failed it. Ha.
Let's just go with one more question. How about that? Just one more question. Right. And Blaze, you can start this one since you seem so interested in when this is going to end. Describe in single words only the good things that come to mind about your mother.
Home cooking.
That's 2 words.
Single words.
Isolation. Abandonment.
Explains so much.
To the good things.
It starts going through his head. He's just kind of sitting there like, that's about it. Yep.
All right. Private Brewer, how about you? Single words for good things that come to mind about your mother.
Food. Help. Happy.
Fine. Very fine. McKeelson, your turn.
All right. Alcoholism.
Not surprised.
Let's see what else. Which takes another swig from the flask. Drugs?
You guys had It hurts.
McKill's alive.
Might I suggest speaking with someone once this is all over? If you
I'm 3 months. I'm 3 months out from retirement. As soon as I get that, I'll be able to afford counseling.
I'm not sure
That'll
that'll
be-
be an option.
All right.
going
Well,
forward. Miss Violet, would
Yes?
you care to answer that question as well?
Sleep.
Describe in single words only the good things that come to mind about your mother.
DM, do anything? Does anything come to mind? My assumption is no. No. Okay. I don't believe I've ever met my mother.
Or was there anyone that took care of you?
I don't know.
All right, bump on the head. See him reach it. You see him open up his vest, and you see an old kind of antiquated gun in well conditioned, but it's a nice looking gun up in the pocket there. And he pulls out something, little round device, colored, presses a button on the side, sets it, and he's like, looks real closely at McKeelson. Nah. Looks at Brewer, but he's like,
What are you laughing at?
no, nothing. It's fine. Then he looks, would you mind lifting your visor there, Miss Violet?
Sure.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen that lifted off your face.
I don't take it off often.
I was actually expecting tan lines. You look pretty good.
I've seen you wear it in the shower.
Hey, Miss Violet.
I would never wear this in the shower. It would destroy it.
um,
Well, when have you seen me in the shower?
I can neither confirm nor deny anything.
please, everyone, can I continue? Miss Violet, thank you. I need you to do one more thing for me. Could you look up and to the left? Stay still, please. Just look up and to the left for me.
Like with my eyes?
Yep, with just your eyes. Oh my.
Are you sure you're not an eye doctor?
I don't think I need glasses.
Can I get perception checks from Blaze, from all three, everyone but Violet, and
I put
Granger.
my visor back on.
Everyone but? Yeah, yes, you
So,
could go ahead and put your visor.
Just Brewer, Blaze, and McKeelson. Give me perception checks.
Okay.
Tan.
Got a crit with 16.
I'm looking over at McKilson being like, okay, do I take him out now?
Blaze absolutely notices when she looks up and to the left, and Granger uses that device. An ultraviolet light shines on Violet's face, revealing a two letters and 6 digits across the bottom of her eyeball. And you can see very clearly NC420514 stenciled across the bottom of her eye.
This surprises me.
Okay.
Us, if we knew.
Blaze will keep that to himself. He'll just it'll change his demeanor just a little bit. He'll kind of see and go, wait a minute, and kind of sit there and think. But he won't reveal anything. He won't say anything.
Okay. And Granger, you see that crystal clear.
Yeah.
I'm just prepping to break his neck right now. Just give me the word, McKilson.
That's very, 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 very. I'm very appreciative of you taking the time to let me do this study here. McKeelson, Blaze, Brewer, how long have you known that Violet was a synth?
Just then, you hear a on the door.
It's me?
Violet's like,
And-
excuse
What?
And walk to the door.
You see Ross opens it, sticks his head in. You're like walking right up to him, so it's like, oh, hey, can I see you outside for just a second?
I'll be back. McKeel said, don't drink all of that, please.
As soon as the door closes, I am unlocking everybody else I can.
Okay. I roll over.
Me. I have a question.
Yes, Violet.
I'm a what?
You're a synth. Do you not remember that you're a synth? Man, you really
Wait,
took a
hey, we're jumping to conclusions here, guys. Look,
What do you mean we're jumping to conclusions? Blaze, did you forget she was a synth?
Look, baby, she's just had an eye job done, okay? It's all the rage to get 20, 30 vision these days, or, maybe
okay,
down to 25,
Blaze?
so you can see, like, microscopic.
Blaze? Violet? Violet's a synth.
The company have scrubbed our records. We're as good as dead already.
Alright, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna get,
I'm very confused.
Do you not? Okay, a synth stands for synthetic life form.
But I'm real. I'm right here.
I know you are. You're very real. You're my friend, and you've got feelings and emotions, and you've made decisions, and they've been fantastic. But it appears you've lost your memory a bit. You are a real friend.
Violet,
You're just made of synthetic parts. It's fine.
Violet, if I'm not mistaken, you saved our lives back on that planet by getting us out of there, and we got to do the same here for you.
Well, the
So,
snakes.
ixnay on the synth A.
Is it bad that I'm a synth?
Well,
Is
according
that
to
a
some
bad
people,
Look,
I don't think so.
This guy seems to think so. All right, come on, look how he's treating us. Look what's going on here.
But we've done nothing wrong.
I know.
I've done nothing
The
wrong.
companies wiped our records to just throw us under the metaphorical bus. Metaphysical? Metaphor? I need to drink more.
But they still know you're a crew. They don't even know who I am.
They've really scrubbed the records. They've deleted everything.
And nothing's
Apparently.
to say
Or he's
that
fucking
they
with
won't
us.
try
I'm not betting on it.
to delete us once they find out what they need to find out. I mean,
But he
heck,
has information about all of you. If I was a synth, I would at least have records.
Unless the company wiped them all. If you were a company, you were a synth that came from the company. If the company wiped the records, then there probably wouldn't be a record of you.
And
Oh,
just
my
then, Violet, we go into Violet's head. You see the smattering of random images, right? What sort of random images does she summon from what's left of her artificial subconscious?
Huh. She probably has an image of a cat because we had a cat.
Mm-hmm.
She probably has an image of all of the crew's faces, of course. There's probably one of like a thunderstorm that's about to hit, like that sky vista. And then she has an image of a blue jay.
And that blue jay sitting on a tree branch, twitching its head, looking around, and then looks right at you and says, "I did you a favor. Don't waste it." Meanwhile, out in the hall, Ross motions Granger a little bit down the hall, gets you a little bit away from the door. Granger, you notice that there were two Marines standing on either side of the door, securing the door for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ross walks over to you. He's holding his radio, and he's got his hand on his belt right over his service pistol. He's like, "Hey, we have a man missing right now. Down last seen down on C deck. Can't find Smithson. We're all looking, and I've got the working Joes, keeping an eye out. But I'm gonna need to take these two guys with me. You guys need to get down to C deck right now. I need a 20 on Smithson yesterday." And they both walk past you, and he says, "Have you got this?"
Yeah, sure. I'm not worried about them. It should be fine.
These guys are stir crazy. They've been on this ship for months and months, taking warheads off of missiles and dismantling plasma cannons and boxing up ammo. So, guy may have gone nuts and, hidden under his mattress or something. We've checked under his mattress. That's metaphorically speaking. I don't know. We're gonna find him. So, just want to make sure you were okay. Let me give you a radio. He hands you a radio.
Thank you. I got one question for you. You have 3 corpses, and they have 3 holes. You have 2 weird aliens, little bug things. You think those are connected in any way? I mean, would you consider those to be snake-like? These guys were talking about a snake infestation or something that caused them to run and nuke a planet. I'm wondering if there's a connection with any of this.
Look, I don't know anything about a nuke on a planet or a snake or whatever. We pulled that off the ship. Company orders were to hold these guys tight. I've never seen anything like that, but then I don't know that that's just some weird wildlife they picked up off of wherever they were. And, you know, they're dead. They're dead, you know, so I'm not going to go picking at them. And the company told me to preserve anything that I see on the ship worth looking at. So, you know.
Right.
So, no, you know.
You go do what you need to do, and I'll do my job.
I know. As far as I know, I've got a guy with cabin fever. So I'm going to be back in about 20 minutes after we find this guy, all right?
All right, I got my radio.
Appreciate you. And as he walks down the hall and turns the corner, you look down the hall, and there's a working Joe standing at the very end of the hall, shoulders flat to you, and he's looking right at you. And then he turns and walks away to the left.
God, I hate skin jobs. And he turns around and walks right back inside. Miss Violet.
Now, how many of us has Brewer gotten unhandcuffed by this point? Because I've definitely rolled right up next to him. Once I saw that he was...
I don't know. Roll me a dexterity check, Brewer.
Or lockpicking?
Dexterity, all right.
Or lockpicking. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, lockpicking.
Okay, lockpicking. Okay.
It's my understanding it was a stealth lockpicking roll, which I didn't even know.
Well, I also have the stealth skills, so I have a lot of skills. Okay,
I certainly do.
I have some
one-off a crit
skills that will come in handy later, I believe.
24.
All right. So, yeah, let's pick up with Granger, who's just said Miss Violet. Now, before you answer that, Granger, let's go ahead and peek inside your brain just a little bit here.
All right.
Now, you've seen this particular serial number, and you've had just a second to look at it. Do you think that you had time to enter it into your data pad? Does it, what do you want to make a roll for what bells it may have fired off just in these last few moments without actually engaging the network?
Sure. What would you like me to roll?
Why don't you roll intelligence?
Straight intelligence?
Is there a skill that would be appropriate to this particular moment? Let me look at your...
No, I don't think so. My general skills are more...
You know that this is not a Weyland-Yutani serial number, and you haven't seen a number like this, but just maybe a handful of times in your entire career, and not even identical to this one. And you know that you will have to run a search on it. Miss Violet.
So I walk in. Have they had enough time to unlock
how many,
everyone?
He got one off from a crit at 24. So
he had a crit on it?
Not quite one off from a crit.
One off.
So 24.
Oh, okay. Who did you unlock with your crit?
McKilson is highest in rank, so McKilson goes first.
Okay. And so you're like, and so I think he walks in as you're standing over Blaze.
Oh my.
Unless we all did the roll chair thingy.
Yes. So he opens the door, he's like, Miss Violet, and then he just sort of stops.
Hello.
Sees Brew over Blaze.
Is
Brewer just keeps barking.
He just pulls out his gun and then sits down at the table. I believe we're not done talking.
You can't keep them separated. They're such good
I
love
don't
birds.
care.
Just
His chair's over there with his handcuffs, and he's
I
over
have
here.
questions.
Yes, Miss Violet. If you could hold on a moment, I need to make sure Mr. Brewer, Private Brewer, sits down.
Look, if you're gonna kill us, just do it now.
Can I ask questions first?
I'm not planning on killing anyone. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to understand why the network was hacked, a gateway, that there is no information about your particular endeavors other than what your last official mission was. We just have piecemeal and hearsay. And I'm just trying to understand what happened.
I'll finish the pick,
And then go sit down.
and then I'll go sit down.
So I'm still handcuffed,
Yes,
right?
you're the only one.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
you're super strong.
Yeah,
So-
so fine. I'm not worried. I am not worried. Violet's probably like, shit.
McKilson still got her hand behind the chair, like, oh, I'm still cuffed.
Blaze shows his hands and just puts them on the table in front, like I'm not doing anything. Don't put them on there.
Brewer's just like staring at the gun.
Understand. I am not against you by any means. I'm just here to understand what I need to know what the information is. I need to learn what's going on so we can figure out why your decorated Marine Patrol group has been thrown to the wolves like this. If there's anyone in this world you should be trying to assist, it would be me. I'm the only one that can clear your names. Right now, you're bucking for all sorts of court-martials. If you make it out of here alive.
Brewer sits back at this point. He's like, all right, I'm listening.
Yeah, McKilson kind of is too.
Hey, look, Inspector, I see a lot of the
Special
old,
investigator.
I'm sorry, special investigator.
Do
I see
you
a lot of the
investigate
old,
special people
old
or special
movies
people?
and- Are you
Sorry.
playing the good cop right now, the bad cop? You know, what is it you're doing here? You know, are you
I
truly
think he's a cop.
helping us out?
If you've paid attention to those movies, you know that takes two. And there's only one of me. I'm just an investigator.
I heard the stories of them flipping sides, trying to get in our heads and trying to do anything they can to make us say what they want or what they need to hear. And I just don't know if I trust you yet, buddy.
I do not have the time nor the inclination to waste your time or mine.
It's okay. We don't have the time to peel through the layers of his onion of idiocy. So it's completely understandable.
Well, Mr.
Fair
Green.
enough. Now, Miss Violet had some questions, and I have some that I'd like to reciprocate as well. So, Miss Violet, please.
What makes you think I am a synthetic?
When I asked you to look up and to the left, you have a serial number imprinted on your eye, showing that it is a synthetic eye, and it was associated with a particular build of a particular type of synthetic organism, which is you. How about this? Would you do me a favor? I would like you to take your handcuffed arm and just extend it as high as you can and as hard as you can. Don't worry about breaking anything.
That's the key words.
I guess I'll try it. Does it just
I mean,
automatically break? Do I need to make a check?
just for the fun of it, why don't you roll that really high strength score? Yeah.
Yep.
10.
Oh yeah, no, it's like butter. It's like it's like it wasn't even there.
You look so confused.
How did you do that, Violet?
I don't know.
They're
Get
really
into my-
strong.
Can we just all agree not to blow smoke up each other's asses now, please?
Well, I mean, she could have gotten into my roid stash, okay? You know?
God damn it, Blaze! I knew you were roids.
I just want to know what was your original mission? Tell me that. I know, Miss Violet, you can't.
Oh, look. Hey,
What was our...
So the mission before we went to the planet? Yes,
Yes.
DM. What was our mission?
yeah, what was the original one?
It was a peacekeeping mission, right?
Was it?
There was like an uprising on a mine or whatever.
Quelled an uprising.
Yeah,
Okay.
and y'all quelled that. And then I picked y'all up, I think, and then
Yes.
we headed
We were on our way home, but we got called...
diverted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tell you that.
Okay. All right. Now, see, now we're getting somewhere. I have records of that, and you have commendations waiting on you once you get back to Gateway for that particular one. Yes, Miss Violet.
I'm not in there,
No, you are not. I'm sorry. Understand that these records have all been. There is a point at which your existence and your activities cease,
But I'm not anywhere in anything.
and you are not included in it at all.
Strange.
Well, the rest of the story, Blaze getting a little bit more serious, not so much of an ass, is like, oh, it's like what the doc said earlier. After we came back, we got rerouted to that planet. We landed, found some creatures, scientists, a facility, you know, the whole spooky dooky thing. And let's just say things went sour at the facility. We're lucky to be here.
Yeah. With the
And
freaking
just at that moment,
snake
that
things.
we're lucky to be here. PA fires up. We need all hands down on C deck. All USCM hands report to C deck on the ASAP right now. And just as he cuts off of that transmission, you hear a voice in the back go, "What the fuck is that?" And then it cuts off.
I immediately look over and I go, you don't think one of those snakes got on the ship, do you?
Blaze on reflex stands up going, can we,
That did not sound good.
No, they were nasty fuckers.
It
I
looks
don't remember.
Yeah, you're in.
All right, so you're afraid of snakes.
Oh, these aren't normal snakes. They're like, I'll describe, we saw that snake-like alien that was doing the spitting thing at us. I'll describe that.
While she's describing that, Blaze is going to go to the door if the inspector will let him do that, and he's going to just pop the slide and kind of look out in the hallway and see what's going on, see if he can see anything.
And I'll tell they had acid for blood. And that's what attacked Peters.
Lieutenant Corporal Blaze, if you wouldn't mind sitting down, we'll be perfectly fine here. We're on A deck. They're dealing with C deck. We're fine.
Sure.
Nothing to worry about.
He's going to hit the punch and shut it, but he'll also just kind of lock.
Your brothers in arms. They can take care of themselves, can't you? It's a Marine.
sure they'll do fine.
Yes, Miss Violet. You don't have to raise your hand, Miss Violet. Just please speak when you want to ask a question.
Well, everyone was talking, and I didn't want to interrupt. So.
That's very pleasant of you.
Well, so if I am a synthetic, like you say,
You are.
What kind am I?
I am not at liberty to disclose that information at this time.
That's not fair. If it's about me, I should know.
If it was about you and your memories were still intact, you would know.
But they're not. And I have a right to know what I am. I am a living-ish creature.
You're lovely, Violet.
Thank you, McKeel.
I'll appreciate you.
I will make a
don't know what
note
I did,
of your concerns about your lack of information, and I will put that in the file.
Don't know what I did for you to like me, McKeelson, but I like it.
Now, you were saying that these things have acid blood.
Yeah, it's like, like we, shot one of them, and then after it lunged at Peter's face, and it just all over it, right through the helmet. And that's why he had to use all that super glue and morphine. It was not pretty.
It was not pretty.
It wasn't.
Neither
He
was
wasn't
the
pretty
hole
before.
out of his chest.
So, it's fine. But no, he lived. I guess he's dead now, but he was alive.
Did you ever lose sight of these particular of Pilot Mason or
Mason
private?
stayed with the ship the whole time.
All right. Did you follow proper operating procedures? Was it still on the landing pad?
Aye.
Was the exfiltration?
The ship was still on the landing pad. I remember that much.
All right. Was she locked up, or was she just open for you guys for a quick exfiltration?
I want to say she was... I want to say she was locked up, but I did have her open the door because we were coming out hot. So, yeah.
And if I remember, the snakes were at the landing
They
pad.
were at the landing pad, too. Yeah.
There was at least a brief moment.
There was a brief moment.
All right.
We're coming out hot.
It
from
is
the
possible that these creatures might have made it onto your ship.
States. Didn't see any of them after we got on board, but slight possibility, I suppose.
And
After
at
you
the word light possibility, you hear commotion down the hall. And after the scuffling and squeaking of boots like on a basketball floor, you hear a bloody murder scream coming closer towards the door.
No gunfire?
Do not like this.
Uh-oh.
Blaze is
Moving towards you.
Granger will take the gun and go to the door and open
I
it.
pick up my chair.
Blaze is gonna stand up with him and grab his
Ooh,
chairs.
I'm gonna stand on my chair and have the bottle on the flask.
All right, so I open the door.
You open the door to see a working Joe dragging a Marine by his ankle down the hall. The Marine's upper chest and part of his neck are smoking, and there's a terrible smell of burning skin. And he is being dragged down the hall and around the corner, you would assume, to the infirmary where you were led earlier on by Ross. And he's just screaming bloody murder.
Uh-oh.
Did Blaze see that with him? As he
Okay, did we all see that pass by the door?
Who's facing the door?
Blaze came to the door with Granger.
And you see it.
I'm standing on a chair in the back with my bottle in hand. But I'm facing
And
the door.
you see it too. Everyone who's facing the door.
He
Would
goes
I,
to-
would I recognize that as acid burns?
Or at least what Peter's had?
The man is, yeah, it looks like what happened to Peters. And the man is melting from about his solar plex to his chin.
Okay.
Inspector,
Investigator, please.
investigator. I like inspector better, but investigator.
You got gadgets?
I think we should go and get out of this room now.
Yes, and if you want to live, you'll come with us.
Do you mind if we uncuff our friends here the rest of the way?
Yeah, go ahead. Do I know where the
Motherfuck.
do I know where the docking bay for my shuttle is located?
It was down on C deck.
It is
just
on
south
C
of the
deck.
Alpha. It is on C deck.
Mhm.
But you don't know whether the shuttle is still docked.
Okay. What about the Remington and escape pods on this? Would I know?
You don't know whether there are functional escape pods on this ship. And the Remington is in identical orbit with the Cleolantha, so they're matched, and it's about a 200-yard gap.
Okay. I will close the door and I'll grab the radio. Captain Ross.
You don't hear anything.
Did,
No response.
did Granger give Blaze the keys to unlock everybody?
We are already unlocked,
Yeah,
except
we-
for Violet, who busted hers.
I'll go. Are there any Marines on this channel? Please respond.
Long pause. Big, fat, pregnant pause. And then you hear a voice you haven't heard before go. Oh, we're looking at a hull breach on C deck. We're looking at a hull breach. Emergency. You get cut off.
Uh-oh.
At this point, are there like alarms and lights blaring for either hull breach or fire or
Hold
the
yet.
ship is like the siren
yet,
for
okay.
the ship being boarded?
Can
Not
I-
in this specific moment.
Can I connect my visor to the ship's system?
Oh, but you could roll me a computer's check there, Violet.
Cool. Computers. 23 with the green box.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. You see, it's important to note that Violet is exceptionally good with computers, and her visor allows her remote access to vulnerable networks.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this really quick. Have you entered the number into anything other than your device, Special Investigator Granger?
No, I have not.
So it is It is saved in your little device.
No, actually, it is written down on a yellow legal pad because he's a little old-fashioned.
Okay, so the device only shows you the number. It doesn't actually read it. That's true.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. So it's written down, handwritten on your yellow legal pad. Okay. So there's this pregnant moment, right? This like long pause. Violet, what are you looking for in this particular moment in the ship's network?
Number one, where are we?
Armory.
Yeah,
I was, but yeah.
Where are
Number
my
two,
shotgun?
Okay, so
schematics
you
of
get
the ship.
yes, Violet. You immediately get access to schematics of all 3 decks of the ship. You do not, at this time, have access to the closed circuit camera network. Okay. You cannot see security terminals or security feeds at this time. I would need another check for that in this next moment. Okay. Right now, you are pulling down schematics, a full personnel list showing a crew of 16 Marines and 8 working Joes.
Okay.
And then as far as the current status of the ship, you're going to need to get that on the next one too. But you can see, you know the schematics and you know the personnel.
Okay, perfect.
Anybody else? What do you do in this specific moment?
I'm gonna zip my jumpsuit up because, I'm gonna need all the help from ass.
You're muted, Lindy, my dear.
Am I? I'm not muted. There we go.
You're good now.
I don't know what happened. Weird lapse. I'm gonna zip up my jumpsuit because I'm gonna need all that extra barrier between me and acid as possible. There's nothing else in this room, is there? Can I break a leg off this chair?
Blaze is just gonna heft the chair and get by the door and start listening to see if anything's coming this way, and kind of look expectantly towards Granger, like you're the man with the gun, and apparently you want us to stay in here, so it's your call.
He'll look over at Miss Violet. He's like, Miss Violet, I take it you're connecting with the ship's systems?
Yes, I have a full schematic and personnel list.
Excellent, excellent. I give you permission now to continue your exploration of the systems of the ship. And from my position as USCM Special Liaison and Investigator.
It's appreciated, but I don't need your permission to do my job.
As a synthetic organism,
Which we have not confirmed yet.
You need my permission to exist at this point, since you are not registered.
We'll see about that.
We shall. The 3 of you, Akilson, Blaze, Brewer, as soon as she locates an armory, we are going to gear up and we are going to make our way to the shuttle bay and try and get the hell off this crazy ship.
So are you with the Marines?
I am assigned to Marine Command.
All right. What rank would you say you're assigned to, approximately?
The rank that I'm assigned to is I hold your balls in my hand and I can have you killed if I decide to.
All right. So I'm second in command.
That would probably be correct. But I will defer to your military knowledge, possibly not your medical.
I'm very proficient in both. Thank you very much. Haven't had a man or woman die because of my care in the past mission.
That is a questionable situation that we were trying to discern at this point, but we'll go with it from here. We'll go with
when we went to sleep.
Miss Violet, if you could find an armory, please, and gain us access.
Violet, give me a computer's check.
19.
At 19, you start to get limited access to the security network and the schematics, the specific details of what is in each room are revealed to you. However, just that moment as you are accessing and everyone is getting their bearings, the entire ship buckles. Boom! And I need everyone to roll me.
Everybody do the Star Trek thing. Everybody lean to the left.
Everybody leans to the left.
Right.
But what I need you specifically to roll me is a dexterity check to keep from being thrown clear of wherever you are right now. The ship has been violently rocked hard.
Oh no, Granger!
I have a freaking 6 in dexterity. is going on?
Nat 1. Oh,
It's that
That's
one.
my second one tonight. Well, I'm cursed in this game in roll 20.
I
Okay.
swear.
Me
I
and Violet
want
are
to
pros.
help Granger.
Girl power.
Okay. Well, before you can help Granger, everyone has to get their footing. What did you roll? What did you roll, Brewer? You got an 11. All right. So let's start with Blaze. Blaze is thrown clear out of his chair.
It's okay. I was standing. So
He was
can I,
holding
can
his
I go-
chair.
You were standing. Okay.
Yeah.
You just-
so
Lose your balance, fly across the room. You hit your head on the corner of the table, and you take 7 stun damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Granger, where were you standing in the room when this happened?
By the door.
By the door. You aren't thrown out of the room. The whole ship pitched towards the window. Boom. Before it slightly recovers. And you are thrown all the way across the room to the window. And you take 5 stun damage. As you roll ass over tea kettle against the wall. Narrowly missing taking a chair to the forehead. The rest of you just get your bearings. You almost fall over, but you don't. Violet, are you seated?
Probably.
Yeah, and you're like looking, into your visor. You're communicating with the network. You're like barely here right now.
Yeah.
One of the things to notice, those of you who didn't fall over, so that would be McKeelson. McKeelson and Brewer are really the only ones to notice that for a moment, everything on the table floats gently before settling back down. And all of you feel a strange change in the gravity in the room
Oh.
before it starts to settle back down.
Well, that's not
At
good.
at that moment, the alarm goes off in the ship.
Okay.
That's bad. That's very bad.
Blaze will be rolling on the ground, rubbing his head where he smacked, going, ah.
Don't worry, Blaze. I'll get my med kit soon.
So Blaze is half terrorized and half worried all in the same moment.
Anyone
I'm
know?
good, Doc. I'm good. I'm just gonna get up here. Oh.
Anyone know what could have caused that?
What am I seeing on the
Probably
schematics?
a rupture in the hull? Maybe?
Massive decompression.
Yeah,
We need to get the hell off this ship.
I
Okay.
agree.
Violet, in that moment, you see that the armory is on B deck. If you look at the map of B deck, that's rooms 9 on both the north and south end of the ship. I don't know starboard or aft. Just wait, I don't know what to tell you. So we're gonna go north, south, east, and west here, people. But yeah, and number 9, you also note that there are working Joes standing in that hallway, and there are 2 in the halls and 1 in the armory. And they seem to be moving things, taking things from one place to another. They don't seem to have. They're not in a state of panic, like you see on C deck. Which what feeds you do get are, you see a couple of Marines running from one end to the other. You see a lot of smoke. You see a lot of lights out and darkness. And you cannot assess the condition of the sensitive ship machinery on C deck. But you
It's
do know that
very
the
bad.
the airlock is down there, the generators are down there, the maneuver drive is down there, the damage control station is down there. Any ship repairs would have to be identified and repaired from C deck. The maglock emitters are failing, which are what keep the shuttle in the bay.
Ooh, no.
And the ship is shutting down.
Do you relay any of
Okay.
that to us?
She probably processes it first, very quickly, and then she's, this is not good. Not at all. C-Deck is in a state of disarray, a very bad state. B-Deck seems to be fine, however, Working Joes are continuing on in the armory areas without seeming to be disturbed. Power is failing. The maglocks that are keeping the shuttle in the bay are failing. Any repairs that need to be done down in C-Deck immediately, otherwise we will lose this ship. We need to move.
Hell with the ship. We need to just get off it.
Just a quick question. You said the Working Joes are in the armory?
In that area, yes.
What are they doing?
I don't know. They appear to be moving items. They appear to be doing their jobs.
Is there any way that the Working Joes can be rigged for ship defense? Do they have any subroutines for that?
That's a computer's check.
I will make a computer's check.
I'm concerned, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze, that sometimes
16.
synthetic machinery like that can be co-opted into other activities outside of what is necessary for organic survival.
Wait a minute, though. I always saw your guys' commercials. I thought they always said they're always safe.
You would need a special investigator if everything was always safe, my friend. And why do you believe everything on TV?
You don't have time to just sit.
It's the future. We always believe everything on TV.
The layers of the onion of idiocy. Just deep.
Blaze's intelligence and wisdom is very low.
We are in an emergency situation here, people. We have to move.
Yeah. Well, how do we get to the
know
armory,
where we're
Violet?
going first.
We'll find out on the way.
I think C-Deck is the way to the shuttle, at the very least.
Are the elevators working?
Are the elevators working?
Yes.
Yes, they are working.
Great.
However, you should not use an elevator in case of an emergency.
PSA.
Are there crawl spaces between decks?
Yes, maintenance shafts.
Where is the closest one?
This way. And I will leave the room and lead the way.
Right.
This is me, just me for clarification. Granger came in on the shuttle, correct? His
Came on
own
a shuttle.
That's the one
A
where
shuttle.
the maglocks are releasing, causing possible separation and drift. Okay.
If the shuttle was still parked there, which you're not 100% sure.
Yeah, we don't know. And then for clarification as well, we don't know if the ship that we are on has escape pods because we got transferred to a new ship, not our original. Okay.
Correct.
Correct.
All right.
So, so that door you guys just went through,
Aye.
there to your right, you all go in there together?
I'm leading the way to the closest maintenance shaft.
Gotta get to
Okay.
the armory.
So the maintenance shafts run parallel vertically to the elevators. So that specifically for elevator maintenance. They're air shafts, but they're very narrow, and you know enough to know that there's barely enough clearance for one human-sized person. So the shafts to the side of the elevators are your best bet.
Okay.
If the elevators aren't working.
Right.
And roll me a computer's check.
Okay. 23.
Ooh, great.
Data on the damage begins to flood into your visor. The gravity stabilizers are failing. Ship's computers, which have now been transferred to a Seegson unit and not a Weyland-Yutani mother unit. So this is not the most advanced or reliable piece of equipment. It's no longer a military issue. They've handed the whole thing over to a private company. Seegson computers say that you have, at this moment, 4 hours to get off the ship before you lose gravity. And not only will you start being pulled into the atmosphere of the gas giant below you, but you will collide with the Remington before that happens, which is on orbit directly between you and the gas giant the two of you are orbiting.
Of course.
So, not to alarm anyone, but we only have 4 hours until we all die.
Plenty of time. Let's get to the armory and then get the fuck off here.
Okay, this way.
Alright, let's go.
And I will go... Is this a door right here?
Yes.
Yes.
I think this elevator's closer to the armory, though.
I think
There are-
it's on both sides.
Yeah.
One has...
Any number 5.
Oh,
Would you prefer left or right?
Lead on, please. Just either way. Pick one.
I just see more
What-
working Joes appearing is all.
Yeah, were there any working Joes on the other side of the armory? The other armory?
They were on both sides, but
Mm.
am I seeing them pop up now?
Inspector, you're starting to get me worried about these working Joes. You keep getting me a little nervous here. They're just helpers. I mean, what's the big deal?
Do you see what your friend Violet did to those handcuffs?
Yeah.
Those working Joes are at least as strong.
Are they on the fritz, though?
It is possible with ship computers failing and control being transferred away from Mother.
Alright.
No offense, Miss Violet, but you always have to consider the synthetics you're working with to be close to or on the fritz, if you want to stay alive.
That's some healthy respect you got there, Inspector. And yes, Blaze keeps purposely saying Inspector. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have 3 working Joes on the left and 2 on the right.
Well,
And then let's go to the right.
Okay. So as you go to the right, Violet, you see that the elevator south of you has just arrived and 2 working Joes have gotten off the elevator. You also have had incomplete information as to how many working Joes are actually on this ship.
Okay.
And you're not 100% sure how many there are.
Okay. I am currently only seeing 8 working Joes, but it's not updated information, and I'm not entirely sure that's all there is.
let's hope they're not on the fritz then.
We should be cautious.
I agree.
I held my bottle.
All right, which way do you go?
To the right. So down.
Down. Okay. Who is going first?
I think we're gonna let our synthetic go first.
Yeah, I think Violet's leading the way.
Okay.
And Granger is
Yours
following up behind with the 3 unarmed in the middle.
I'm walking next to
Yeah.
Brewer.
I'll go to
Okay.
the door.
So by the way,
Goliath, it's great.
The room you're in is the command station, right? This is the bridge. You're all standing on the bridge, right? Granger, you're actually standing behind the captain's chair and you just moved away from it, right? So Violet, you engage the door, and immediately outside are 2 working Joes with their back to you, standing very still.
I'm gonna step out, I guess.
As you put a foot out into the hallway,
Shit.
both turn on their own time.
Oh, that's
Face
creepy.
you with 2 white dots in their eyes.
Look at the station clear all the way to PlayStation, please.
Mm-mm.
What?
It's something kill all humans.
Repeat, please.
PlayStation, please.
Is anyone else getting this?
Station paralysis? Oh,
Station paralysis?
I have a hard time understanding them.
they're very difficult to
Look at
read.
the station, PlayStation business.
Oh, state our
Your
business!
Oh,
Ah, we
hello.
got it that time! Right.
We're looking to get to the shuttle bay.
And the armory. Oh, shit.
Just the shuttle bay.
All right. So one of them is standing right next to you.
Oh god.
See that?
Let's go over here.
Gotta fire that gun there.
Oh.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna hide.
With
I'm tempted to as well.
with
Granger was
ruthless
about to say
speed,
something, but I'll let you go ahead and do it.
with blinding speed. He reaches for your neck.
What?
Can I block?
I'm gonna roll an athletics check.
Oh, that one! Suck it working, Joe.
So yeah, you see it coming. One synth to another. You see a twitch, and it goes right for your neck.
I'm like, no.
You've got just enough time. How do you block it? What do you do with your body to keep this thing from grabbing you by the neck?
I duck.
It's game time. It's trying to kill you.
I drop into like a crouch kind of thing.
All right, you drop, and its fist comes out, and a vice grip grabs you so hard that you hear the vinyl material that its skeleton is covered with stretch and creak, and you hear its synthetic knuckles pop and crack.
This is terrifying.
Uh-oh.
Can I sweep his legs out from underneath him?
You can. You have. What are you gonna do? And let's.
The leg.
Why don't we all roll perception really quick? But Violet gets to take. That's going to be the next round. So Violet, go ahead and tell me what you do, and then while everybody else rolls perception.
I'm good with computers, and Working Joes are technically computers. So can I like sweep his legs out from underneath him and like grab his power core? Can I rip his power core out of? Is that a thing that I can do?
Wouldn't be able to rip a core out of it. Now, yeah, that would require a strength check. I mean, you are remembering enough about these cheap synthetic units that are, 60 years old. These things they're trash. This is the cheap model of a Wayland unit. These things go back all the way to 2115, 2020, 2120. So enough to know where its core would be. If you want to rip right into this thing's body, I need a strength check.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Meanwhile, this Working Joe takes a step forward underneath you. Now, how did everybody do on these perception checks? Was that you with a 13?
Yes, that was my 13.
Oops, okay.
5 plus 8.
Let me look at something really quick. So, with your 13, your hand goes right into it, but does not breach its body.
Okay.
And you get your fingertips in there, and the vinyl cracks, and you're about knuckle deep. Its core is up and to the right near its collarbone, where the actual power unit is.
Okay.
And you're going through. Let's see. How did you go through the front? It's standing over you. So did you like go up like that? So it's going through its chest.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so I dropped into a crouch, and then I probably just kind of like uppercutted kind of thing. Yeah.
I love it. And about right to the knuckle. Not right into its body, but not deep enough to get a hold of its core.
Okay.
All right. So next is Brewer and McKeelson both roll critted at 17.
Mm-hmm.
So who's got the higher perception score?
I think we have the same, actually.
Yeah, we're the same. Yeah.
But I'll let Brewer go first. If
4.
Yeah.
All right. Brewer goes first then.
All right. Let's see. I want to attempt to mimic the captain, and I command them to emergency shutdown
Okay.
from behind them. I will use my mimicry and ventriloquist skills.
Okay.
Brewer was great on long, slow nights. He just entertainment central.
Damn!
Oh no!
Bad captain! But at least it sounds like it's coming from behind them.
Yeah. So you managed to sound like Bill Pullman in his prime, and the Working Joe that currently has Violet's hand in his chest does not react, but the Working Joe next to him makes eye contact with you.
Uh-oh.
And neither of them shut down?
No.
Okay, great. All right.
Who's next? Now it's
I think it's me.
McKeelson.
Is there anything in this room that's loose? That's throwable? That's chuckable? That's
Give me another perception check.
okay. 10.
10. There's a metal coffee hoddle, like at an IHOP.
Yeah. I'm
Somebody left.
throw that one to synthetics.
Okay.
'Cause
Cool.
Mm.
So roll me. What would that be? I think you're gonna give me a strength check,
Like a
unless you have a
hand-
skill to add to that.
hand?
Yeah, I'll take a hand to hand to see if you hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same as mine. Okay, hand to hand. 13?
13. Yeah. You bean him across the cheek.
Uh-huh.
And he's got, again, they're covered with this cheap vinyl, and it just kind of caves in
Yeah.
his
Just doing some
cheek,
damage. Hopefully throw it off a bit. Maybe.
and it's rocked his chin,
So it's
and so now he's got this underbite and this
Oh.
even more creepy look,
Oh.
and he just kind of twitches and looks at you and squares his shoulders with you.
We need weapons.
Who's next?
Mr. Granger?
It might be Granger.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. He sees what's happening. He's not ready to use his gun yet, although he's got it out and aimed in the direction of the two working Joes. He's going to belt out two commands. He's going to yell out, "Command code USCM 176597513. Shut down, shut down. Do you comply?"
This won't do this. Stay to your business.
I have USCM Special Investigator Hank Granger assigned to this division. I am taking command of these captives and removing them from this dangerous situation. You are to stand down, cease and desist now.
Ship is property of the Caesar Corporation. You do not have clearance to be on this deck.
Uh-oh.
Fine then.
I did say that.
Global Shutdown Command.
Transferred from mother.
WY 11117913013.
Now you're speaking into a radio or just to these people?
I'm speaking to these right now, and I have two command codes I imagine that he's had because of his job. One was the Marine code to shut down Marine facility automatons, I guess,
Right.
skin jobs. And the second one was a Weyland-Yutani number he's used in the past for
Right.
shutting down older systems.
Okay. I'm going to say that you have given both of them pause. And they are clearly thinking. And both of them made direct eye contact with you. And their eyes are fluttering. And the white lights are checking. And they're thinking about what you just said.
Okay.
And
I will
they
sit
will
I'm
they'll effectively lose a turn.
Okay.
I remember that code. I mean, I don't, but my character does.
Who is next?
That'd be Blaze.
Please.
Blaze then in the room, having the chair with him still from the office. Just to get this in my mind's eye, are you up in front with Violet on the working Joes, both Granger and McKeelson? Are you guys like standing near them?
Granger's right behind Violet.
Okay.
And we're a little bit behind her.
Where are you, McKeelson?
I'm right behind that.
Okay. Blaze then, hefting his chair, will step forward to the front of you guys and get right up next to, if you guys will let him pass.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll let you
Whatever.
pass.
Okay, he'll get up and trying to think of how he can do this. He charge up to the front and stand right next to Violet with wielding his chair as like a blocking device in front of him, ready to shove it into the left android on the side there. If the command codes, because he's seeing him pause, doesn't do anything. He was getting ready to attack him, but the fact they're now hesitating, he's hesitating. Like, oh crap, what do I do?
Mhm.
So that's what he'll do. And I don't know if you can let me hold an action for like a bash with the chair to shove him
Sure.
back and get aggressive.
Sure. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's what he'll do.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you're moved up. Okay. So is that the completion of everybody's cycle? Okay. So the working Joes that you are engaged with are still staring at Granger. North of you, on the complete other side of the bridge, 2 working Joes enter the room, and they are mid-sentence.
You are not cleared to be on this deck. This deck is property of the Caesar Corporation. You do not have to just.
And they both like make identical grimaces and identical head twitches, and then they stand up and square with you.
That's not good. I don't think your code worked.
I think we should get the hell out of here.
Elevator, let's go.
Maybe you should try using that gun next time.
Thought I could shut them down. It'd be easier to not have to kill them. They're more resilient than you think.
Well, how about we just leave them alone and we can leave.
All right, so it all starts anew.
Brewer. Brew and me. How about we help on that elevator, like now while they're standing here?
run.
Yeah.
Run for the
So
elevator.
are we still in initiative where we got to go in order, or?
Think so.
Technically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Brew hops in the elevator. I'm gonna hop in the fucking elevator. Ah, not on you. Sorry. Oh.
What about
excuse me.
Violet?
Pardon me.
Yeah, I didn't roll initiative or anything.
Oh yeah.
Do
Let's
that
get a. Well,
Roll
you get to go first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, then I'll make it.
Okay. So I've got my hand in this synthetic's chest, right?
Mm-hmm. Your fingers.
Yes, my fingers. Can I shove my hand the rest of the way up there? And
You can.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
Like instant reaction. Okay, rest of the way.
Another
Let me know.
strength.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh no, Violet, why?
Well,
That was a 9.
yeah.
Rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh.
So you've got you managed to get the rest of your hand in there, and your palm is flat with its core. If you were a human, you'd have received a mild but memorable electric shock. Because you are functionally grounded as a synthetic person, you can feel it like a weird little tickle. But you basically have your palm up against this thing's heart,
Got your heart.
and that's as far as you got.
All right, I think that's all I can do, right?
But you've also it's reacting. It's shaking and its chin is dropping. It's realizing what you've done.
Yeah. Please move into the elevator quickly.
All right, on it. Yep.
This working Joe's about to suffer a heart attack.
Always
Okay.
go with heart attacks, Violet.
So I'm gonna say that all of you have this round to move into the elevator, which doors are still open as these Joes have just exited it, and it hasn't been called from the other decks. What about you, Granger? Do you make it? Do you go to the elevator?
Yeah, I will. I go to the elevator. If I step inside the elevator, can I turn around and shoot the other one?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, I want to step into the elevator, look at the one that Violet does not have her hand in, and then just pop it in the head.
Beautiful. Roll that handgun action.
All right. So attack with the PKD.
Ooh,
18 for 23.
that looks pretty good.
Oh yeah. So this is some you blow its head almost off Ash style, right? Its chin almost spins 180 on the axis of its spinal column, and is hanging off with a big flap of blue vinyl, and its shoulders are checking itself, and it takes a step around, and it's spinning on its heel, and you have nearly killed it.
Miss Violet, we need to get out of here.
At this point, then, can Blaze be standing next to it with the chair? He's gonna, seeing the shot, hand it, saying, "Hey, everybody, get in." He's gonna shove forward really hard with that chair that he's got, and let go of the chair, but he's shoving it into the droid that was, or the working Joe that was shot, and then getting into the elevator too.
Beautiful. All right. So in this moment, the two working
to try and push the shot one over, like knock him down.
it falls over like it's
From the
made.
shot? Oh,
No. It's spun on its heel from the bullet,
Okay, then the
It was
shove,
still-
yes.
and then the shove tips it over like a like a door that's fallen off its hinges. It falls like,
Okay.
comically hard, like R2D2 being hit by a Jawa, and
Okay.
and
It'll
it's kicking its heels on the floor.
Yeah, Blaze will then just be like, "Yep, Violet, we need to go." And he'll be in the elevator.
It's a broken robot.
It's a broken robot.
Violet, out of the corner of your eye, you see the two working Joes to the north of you clear about half the room,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them like straight up steps over the captain's chair into and over it. They're going from A to B right toward you. What do
Okay.
you do?
Can I rip those things hard out and then leave?
You can act and then move. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'll try that. So another strength.
Yes.
Unless Working Joe will have to deal with
Hey!
17. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Much better.
You pull a weird, mushy, glowing blue power core out of this thing.
Can she lob it like a grenade?
I don't know. What do you want to do with it?
Give it
Because
some-
you
give
get
it to Brewer.
you get like a half action. You can move, you can throw, you can do something in this moment before your turn's over.
I want to move into the elevator. And then can I do like an analysis on this? Can I see if or can I do that like next round or something to see like what's malfunctioning with them?
Sure. Well, that could be a fun thing to do on your elevator ride down to B deck.
Okay.
Why you have an unstable core in your hand?
I don't understand. I just learned that I'm not totally human.
So you get in the elevator. You're looking at this thing. I imagine one of you starts jamming the button.
Oh, McKilson's
that's-
had like the hand on the button, just like
Let's
the
just see
closed
if
door
not
button.
her, then Blaze will.
Mhm.
Just as the one who just had its heart ripped out falls right back like a 2x4. Whack. Elevator door shut. And start to move down. Now again, you're hearing these loud bells. The alarm system is going off. And you make it all the way down to B deck. Now you are in this north elevator. Oh, sorry, you're in the south elevator.
Uh-huh.
And while I move everybody down one by one,
Oh, you can move them as a group.
can you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, indeed.
Just
Look
gotta
at
select
everybody.
everybody.
Knowing more about roll 20 than I do. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so
Oh, did I say that?
y'all had this moment in the elevator. What does everybody do in this sort of this moment in the elevator?
Blaze looks to the inspector. He's like, "Well, Inspector, looks like you're right."
Times like this, I don't like being right, but we're not out of the woods yet. Let's get you guys some guns and get off this tin can.
So, hey, keep shooting like you do, and we'll be all right.
Now, there was only one. She put her hand through the other one.
Yeah, Violet's great.
He's just still
She-
impressed by your headshot that you pulled off in the elevator. So,
I would like to analyze this.
Okay,
Is it glowing brighter? 'Cause that's not good.
it's pulsing. it sort of hums. It has a steady glow. It's bleeding.
You think you could put a fuse on that brewer?
A blue goo
Blue goo.
dripping on the floor.
Ew.
Oh, 14 computers.
Oh no, Violet!
Man. Oh, Lord.
It's a thing.
I like how a 14 would be a success for most things. That's your natural one.
Yeah.
She's really good at computers.
Okay. So that's everybody in the elevator. That's sort of your moment in the elevator. Or did you scan?
She got
What did you
a
get on your scan? Oh, you got a 14. You failed it. No, you're it's a cheap shit Seegson working Joe heart that's barely worth the, tubes and synthetic materials that is used to create it. This is the sort of thing you might find in a fucking thrift store.
Okay. I'm like, ugh, and I drop it.
Is
I
it?
thought you were saving that as a token of something.
No,
Is it
was.
flammable? Is it explosive?
I have no idea. This is literally trash.
All right.
I was trying to figure out if I could figure out. I was trying to see if I could figure out what was wrong with them.
Maybe they could slip on it or something.
But this is trash, and I can't read this.
Ah. All right.
All right. The elevator door is open.
Where's the armory?
Right there. And
Well, like walking towards it. Shit.
Okay. So yeah, you all file out of the elevator. Brewer makes a left, goes a few feet, looks at the end of the hall, and you see this working Joe, and the alarm's going off, lights are starting to flicker.
Oh.
No. You're starting to feel a little lighter in your step. Gravity's starting to do odd things, and this working Joe at the end of the hall has been bisected from collarbone to right hip and is hanging on its hip, and its eyes are blinking, and it's trying to say something, but it doesn't make any sense. And
Armory.
along the floor, you see that there is bad acid damage along the metal grating at your feet. You can
Guns.
feel it
Guns.
as your
Guns
boot
now.
skips the
Guns. Weapons.
what have you.
Firearms. Explosives.
that door right there is the armory.
I opened this door.
Go. Open in. Close it behind us. Now.
Okay, we've
All
seen,
right, so-
we've seen this. Have I heard a xenomorph before?
We all have.
You have.
Yeah, we all have.
I just want to make sure that I've heard one.
We've heard it. Everyone but Granger.
I will bust in there.
Yeah.
All right, you bust in there. There is a working Joe moving pulse rifles from the lockers into a Pelican case,
Yeah.
big plastic
Yeah.
case, and it's laying them and it's doing it, and it is entirely distracted by its task.
Just gonna let him keep doing what he's doing.
Okay, can I get perception checks from everybody in the hall?
Yeah. I'm
Granger.
trying to get in as soon as possible. That's not one. 8. Oh no.
16.
Okay, Granger, where are you? Are you still in the elevator, or did you come out into the hall?
No, I was coming out. I didn't.
Okay, so everybody's in the hall. Brewer's in the armory. So
I want in the armory. Can I get in the armory?
you can. That can be your. You were right behind Brewer in perception, so we'll go ahead and do that. So you walked in, you see this working Joe doing it, but Violet and Granger, you both notice this acid is clearly fresh. The panels on the floor are smoking, and you can see down into C deck. There's a little bit of smoke coming up through the holes in the floor, and you start to see how this could eat through the hull, and you notice that there's serious holes in the floor.
I kind of look at Granger. This is very bad.
That is an understatement. Let us just please move quickly.
Avoid the acid as much as possible.
All right, so let's do a fresh round of perception checks, and let's get initiative going, and let's see how these next moments play out.
Uh-oh.
Man, boys,
Okay.
rolls suck.
All right, so Granger, what do you do first?
I head into the armory.
Excellent. Okay.
I step
You see-
inside. I see the working Joe. I put the gun to the back of his head and I fire.
Beautiful. Give me roll me. I mean, you're
Not
point
let
blank,
me-
and he's
Not letting these things stand around. 18 for 19 points.
yeah. So you don't take its head completely off, but it gets vaulted across the room and spins, and a serious chunk of its head is missing, and it's twitching. It's sort of on its neck and its feet at the same time, like a folding chair,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't look comfortable. So only a synthetic could fold itself like a deck chair when shot in the head. Okay. Very nice. So then, McKeelson, you're next.
Is my baby in here? My shotgun? I see a shotgun.
Okay.
I had a
So-
7.6 shotgun with me.
I need one of those also.
See, the problem is,
Mm-hmm.
and as you start to look around, there obviously used to be a lot more guns in this room than there are now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking duck.
And you do not see shotguns, but you do see pulse rifles.
Where's my baby?
You see 3 of them. And that is not including whatever's in the Pelican case that the
Okay.
uh,
What about
go ahead.
flamethrowers?
no flamethrowers. You see pistols and pulse rifles, and they are loaded, and there is ammo.
I guess I'll take a pistol then, because I don't have pulse rifle skill. So
You just roll a. You don't
I'll
need. the
take an
skill
auto
to
pistol, because I don't want
Okay.
to input it into my sheet.
find- Sounds good. Okay.
Shot. McKilson likes shotgun. We'll settle for a pistol. Don't do the pulse rifle thing. Mm-mm.
Beautiful. Brewer.
I'll pick up one of those pulse rifles.
Disappointing.
I'm gonna go check out this Pelican case.
There you go.
Okay. In the Pelican case, you find another pulse rifle and 4 grenades.
There you
For
go,
the pulse
Brewer.
rifle.
You demo specialist, you.
But those are the only grenades in this room.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna pick up those.
And I think all 4 of them get pumped into the they're held in the
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
and the pulse rifle.
like a shotgun. They get loaded up in the bottom of it like a shotgun. Okay. Then Violet.
I would like to scan the security cameras for this level and see if I can see what happened to that working Joe. If that's possible.
Oh, you want to look at the video feed from this hall from just prior?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a computer's check.
23.
23. Do you stay in the hall? You are in the hall right now?
Yes.
You did not go into the room.
No.
Okay. You're in the hall. You're looking into your visor.
Yep.
Your visor's showing you thing. It's rewinding. In the smoky haze and the broken signal of the damaged video feed, you see 7 minutes ago, the working Joe cleared that corner, stepped forward, in front of the door that you are now standing at, the point that your feet are on right now. And from down the hall where Blaze is currently standing, a black, smooth-headed carapace xenomorph came forward, crouched, and with its tail swung, bisected this fuck, splitting it. And then it disappeared up into the ceiling.
Above me.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna look up.
Oh, no.
There is nothing above you. Blaze, what do you do?
You're awful far down that hall, buddy.
You're in the hallway with me, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm in the hallway with you.
You see Violet scanning her visor, and then she looks terrified.
Then he's gonna go running up towards her to see what's scaring her. See what's going on. So he's gonna get up side by side with her to see what is going on. So what does he see?
Can I talk during his turn? Is that a thing?
You guys can talk to each other, sure.
What is it? What is it?
We need to leave immediately.
Okay, well let's get some guns. Let's go. And he's gonna start to turn into the room.
You go into the room?
Sure. I mean, if she doesn't see anything else to stop him, yeah, he will.
Let's get some guns. Let's go. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
go.
So, you see the working Joe Violet to your left. He starts to go, and he's talking so hard that the wires in his neck that are showing are starting to thrum and spark and misfire, and he's shaking himself apart, and you notice that he's looking past you. Roll a perception check.
Oh, no!
Fuck!
Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
Oh, no! No, what?
Oh, that's a special thing, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
I want to say hi to the folks at home.
Go.
Cool. So we'll just hold on to that order. You're looking around. Lights are flickering. Smoke from C-Deck is starting to come up through the floor grates and the holes in the floor from this acid damage. Meanwhile, back in the weapons locker, who was first? Granger goes first.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta write this down.
I'll grab the fourth pulse rifle. Since you said there were three, and then there should be one extra. Grab it, sling it over his shoulder, pick up some more ammo for his PKD, and then step to the doorway next to Violet. Not outside, but like at the doorway, looking at Violet.
Just so you can see the carnage.
Yeah. Okay. I want to be like that. You know, with those with the guy that smashes the watermelons on stage. You sit in the front row to get covered.
You would be in the splash zone.
Yeah, I'm in the splash zone.
You don't sit in the blue chairs at SeaWorld. You're gonna be right in the splash zone. All right, so we're gonna go in order. That's Granger, and then McKeelson.
I have a pistol. Like, all right, Violet, we've got guns. Where do we go next?
Down to
See that? Back to the elevator? All right. And I will. Excuse me. Pardon me. I've got ammo and a pistol, so I'll come out
I will permit you to move 4 squares, which
Okay.
could put you to the left of Violet.
I don't like this. I don't want to move.
Hallway with me.
I don't want to move closer to the synth, but I don't want to move to where the synth's looking in this direction. I don't know.
Oh, you know you want to. You know you
No,
want
I
to.
don't. I really don't. But I think just go towards the elevator. Fuck me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Give me a perception check, please.
All right. We all net won this. Oh, 14.
Okay. You look past the elevator, There's a lot of smoke, a lot of steam
Uh-huh.
coming up from the ground.
Yep.
Lights are flickering.
Mhm.
There's a popping white light down the hall at that junction, and just in front of it, you've got this smoke layer covering up about the bottom 48 inches of the ground or so. You see a spiked tail come up, start to move
We've got snakes. Snakes.
back and forth.
We got big bad motherfucking snakes.
We got snakes on a ship. The sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
Really, snakes on a train next.
Bad snakes.
Brewer.
Can I shoot at it?
No, you did your pistol thing and then you moved.
Oh, I already had the pistol last time, but fine. I have extra ammo. Extra ammo then. 'Cause
You can have extra ammo.
Okay.
Oops. I don't know why I can move you.
What he's saying is it's not going to save you.
It's really not.
So do I see this also?
Roll me a perception
And
check.
I'm like pointing at it. I've got my pistol and getting ready to shoot at it.
Perception check.
Fuck, I wish we had flame. I wish I had my shotgun. Where did they put my
Oh
fucking
crap,
shotgun?
10.
No, you don't see it.
There. It's right there.
You don't know what she's pointing at. If she's pointing at anything.
In the
What?
smoke. I
Why
see
have you
it.
stopped? I don't.
It's. I can only move so many feet before I get tired. So I have to pause here and wait for everybody else to catch up.
Keep moving, damn it! All right.
I will. It'll feel
I
seamless.
will. Yeah, that's my turn, I guess.
Violet. Yeah. It's
Blaze.
Violet then Blaze.
Then
or
Blaze.
no then yeah.
Yeah. Gets Blaze afterwards. Yeah.
What about Granger?
Granger
Who
Oh.
goes first?
Yeah, I went
got
first.
his
Yeah,
got
Granger
his
went first.
got his gun
Yeah.
and stuff.
First. Okay.
I am. I don't know. Shit. Do I see this thing? I don't see this thing because I crit failed. So I'm like, what are you looking at?
We gotta get on the elevator fast.
You could roll a fresh perception check.
Okay.
It's a new round.
And I'm pointing at it. It's like, there, it's moving. It's just.
9? It's a little better.
Oh god.
No, you don't see it.
There's no monsters on this ship. What?
Yeah, then I would probably pull up the visor again and keep assessing the situation.
We are the only true monsters on this ship.
Okay. Beautiful. Blaze.
Okay. If there's one more pulse rifle left, right? There's enough for all of us.
Correct.
Okay, and Blaze will grab a pulse rifle, some ammo, be in all business about it, and then he'll step aside and he'll step out into the hallway on the back end, though, to let people through, let Granger
Sweet.
through, and just follow the group watching the rear. Unless
Okay.
they call to attention something going on. in the
Yeah. McKeelson's hooting hollering.
hallway. What?
We've got snakes, Blaze,
Oh, no.
and I'm pointing.
Okay, then if possible, then McKeelson, or not McKeelson, he'll move up with McKeelson. Blaze will move up
All
there
right,
with McKeelson.
side by side.
Yep, side by side, guns out,
Yeah,
loaded, and ready to go.
it's good.
All right.
All right.
Do
So,
you need me to make a perception check?
yes.
I ask because I'm next to McKeelson.
Thank goodness someone else sees it.
15. The smoke starts to swirl, move. You see the spiked tail clear the line that's about chest high, moving back and forth. And whatever that tail is attached to, takes one big step forward.
Oh, no.
The
I
swirling
can't
smoke
shoot, can
clears.
I?
And you
Or
see a
we're waiting.
row of silver teeth.
I'd so be shooting right now if we can. Yep.
Yeah.
Show y'all what this thing
Oh, good.
looks
It's
like.
a little further away than I thought, but I don't think it's far enough away.
I think it's close enough to get to
I
it.
think it is.
I show the folks at home this picture here. Oh, there it is. Why is it so small? You all know what there it is, boys and girls. Wait, no. We want to know. There it is. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
It's awful.
It is hissing. And it crouches and lunges
No.
right at McKeelson.
No! I couldn't go after Blaze. It looks like a much tastier snack. Ah!
Moves right up in front of you and attempts to tackle McKeelson.
Okay. That's fine.
Stand by.
This is fine. Can I bribe it to not attack me?
What are you gonna bribe it with?
I'm trying to seduce it.
Blaze.
Yes, I would like to seduce
Would
it.
you like a blade?
Blaze has more meat on his bones. He's much tastier.
Got more muscle, tastier.
He's a finer slab of holy shit.
Okay. This thing moves up with cheetah speed.
Yeah.
Comes right up
Screwed.
Ah!
and slashes
Oh,
at McKeelson.
oh. I don't even have my first aid kit.
Let me see here.
At least I have scotch. A little bit.
Stand by.
Where's the super glue and the morphine? I'm
I don't
doomed.
think it's gonna matter.
I need super glue and morphine stat. Oh. Okay, 8 damage. That's not bad.
It does hit, and you take an 8.
Okay.
That looks to be a nat 1. I mean, wouldn't that be like
That is not one.
it bit her gun
That's
instead?
true.
Okay, I like that. Okay, well, but what? She's got a pistol, you know. Like, I'll give you half damage, and it bit your hand,
Okay, I'll take it.
and it hurts like a son of a bitch, and
Okay.
it's within, a terrifying. You've never been this close to one of these things. If my memory of you in the hallway is correct.
I had a shotgun and I just it
Your
Yeah.
bowling fingers, no.
didn't even manage to bite anybody last time we roasted that son of a bitch.
You are all but nose to nose with this thing,
Uh-huh.
and so are you, Blaze.
Does the little mouth come out?
No.
Okay.
That's the one that bit me. Just because it's half damage. Missed with the big chomp, got me with the little.
Yes, yes.
All right, it's Granger's turn.
Ow.
Oh, it's Granger's turn. I hear the screaming and the chomping.
Yeah, there'd be Blaze screaming in that one for sure.
Lots
and
of
so
screaming.
So I'll walk out and think, holy shit, what is that? And then shoot.
Help!
I will fire at the black chitinous armor of the thing that is trying to eat McKeelson.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
A
Splash
20%.
zone.
Whoa!
The splash zone.
Ooh,
It's
you
about to get
almost
bad.
rolled max damage.
Is that the damage?
Yes,
Yeah, 31 is the damage.
damage.
All right, you bullseye this thing.
And we're still in
And-
our... Oh, no.
I know.
It goes.
We have no clothes on!
I know. Except that my
Your
jumpsuit at least.
PKD Deckard special sends a round right through this thing's the equivalent of where its eyes would be, and out the back
Ooh,
of its
it's a
long,
long way to travel.
Long ways, yeah.
domed head, and it doesn't even physically register that it's been hit. There is a hole where it was going in here and out the back in that straight trajectory, and acid goes flying out the back of this thing's head, spraying the wall, spraying the floor. Smoke starts to climb up off the walls and the floor and the ceiling. McKeelson,
Yeah.
your hand is wounded. What do you do?
Is it dead?
No.
I'm gonna swap a gun to my other hand and pow back up. Pow back up.
Beautiful.
Shoot while you're back up.
Yeah. Fuck this thing. Auto pistol. 13 for 13.
Yeah. So the auto pistol, what? It's got like a 3-round burst type situation.
Sure.
Pop, pop, pop.
Pop, pop, pop.
The pulse rifle does, and I don't see why the auto pistol can either. So it takes one in the neck, one in the side, one in the shoulder. It screams,
Back up.
buckles,
Back it up.
and falls down in a hump. And its tail is the last thing to fall. It goes in this wide arc that Blaze goes right near your nose, and you see this thing is razor sharp, whip, right in front of your face, and the thing falls limp. It's bleeding, and almost immediately, it starts to settle down into the grating, and sink slowly into the floor.
Get the fuck out of here!
Elevator.
Yep. Time to go. Time to go.
Are we blocked off from the elevator? Because it just sank through the floor right between us and the elevator?
I'm going to need dexterity checks to make it to the elevator without putting your foot in raw alien acid.
Great.
I would prefer not to.
14 for Blaze.
Can I use a reflex?
Sure. It's not hard. It wasn't shotgunned.
McKelson's like jumping, like leaps over 14. Just nope.
Brewer, you lose some rubber on the side of your boot,
Get.
but your foot is unharmed, and everyone can make it to the elevator.
So is that what you call a snake?
No, the other one definitely looked a lot more snake-like, but similar. I could see similarities in it. Like the tail
Have
looked a
you
lot
seen
like a
one of
snake.
these things before? Now is not the time to be hiding information. We're all either going to be dead or surviving.
We saw these on the monitors. Just a reminder.
Do we see the humanoid version?
We saw one attacked Peters in the hallway, but by the time we all got to it, it was pretty exploded. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't think.
But we also saw these on the
That's
predators were hunting them on the cameras that the other synth had.
Well, they were hunting the aliens, but were they the humanoid aliens?
Oh, that's a good question.
Were they the different kind of aliens?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I thought they were these.
Yeah, I think they were xenomorph.
Oh yeah, because they had stolen all the professors, like the bodies of the staff and everything who had worked there. That's right. We
Okay.
saw them
On camera.
on camera.
All right, but you have seen these things before.
On camera getting hunted by
Yes.
other aliens.
Yeah, Inspector, let's just say these are some of the alien creatures from that planet. Very dangerous.
The snake
Yeah.
ones were the ones we mostly dealt with. But we did see these on camera. I don't like them.
Great. All right. Miss Violet, if is there something wrong with your voice replicator?
I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
a bit
alright.
shocked, but fine.
If we can get off, if we can get to the shuttle bay, and there is in fact a shuttle there to help us escape, can you make this? Can you self-destruct this shit?
Do I have control of that through my visor at this point?
You have. Give me a computer's check. You attempt to get, having also heard the corporate codes that
Yeah.
Granger verbally let out. You've got enough information, and Seegson is a very vulnerable network.
Yeah.
Is cheap shit, and so roll me a computer's check.
I'm like, one moment, please.
And you guys are in presumably in the elevator going down right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, elevator music playing.
22.
It's DeBarge right now, I think.
All right, 22 gives you are within one more computer's check of total access to the Apollo AI ship control, Seegson ship control.
Okay.
And you have confirmed that yes, indeed, you could rig certain systems to destroy. For instance, it would not be very difficult at all to further sabotage the gravity thingies, machines. What is this? Hang on, I got a word for this. Stabilizers. Yes. So you could sabotage those and just decay its orbit very quickly. As far as like throwing something into overdrive and blowing the ship up, you'd have to do another round.
Or talk to a demolition expert.
Yes.
There's a short way to blow up the ship and a long way to blow up the ship.
There are some options available to us, yes.
We've got Brewer.
Yes, we have Brewer. I could sabotage the gravity stabilizers and speed up the ship's decay into the sun.
Let's not do that until we're on our ship, because it's in
Of
between.
course. We would have to be within range of the ship for me to have access to it, however.
Alright.
Or I could overload some systems, given enough time with the computers.
As long as we can get on a shuttle and get off of this thing. Because your ship is not safe. This ship is not safe.
If you've got a ship, I'm all for it.
Well, let's confirm the shuttle is there first before we get our hopes up.
Our ship's way safer than this one.
That's very true.
I certainly doubt that. I believe what is infecting this ship right now came when you guys joined this ship.
We
Somebody
survived.
says that.
Sorry.
You know, we survived 10 months. I like that.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
At that moment, bing, the elevator doors open.
Question, DM. Was there... I know, sometimes this is a thing in elevators. Is there like a little med kit with, Band-Aids and little, swabs in the elevator by any chance?
First aid kit.
Like a first aid kit?
There is a fire extinguisher.
I'll take that.
That's almost as good.
That's almost as good. I'll take it.
And you might be able to stop the acid with that.
Yeah. You never know until we try it.
Granger is first in initiative order. Do you want to be the first out of the elevator?
The player says no. Granger is going to step out of the elevator.
Okay, so let's describe a little bit what happens when these doors open. First of all, the alarm is louder down here than it was up on B deck. The hall is almost completely dark and only lit intermittently by strobing, pulsing emergency lights that are firing and misfiring in white and red, respectively. Oh my goodness. So, when you step out into the hall, to your left are crew barracks, and it is not hard to spot in the hazy darkness the corpses of 7 colonial marines, pinned to the wall, torn in half, bunks turned over. It is absolute massacre in the crew barracks to your left. To your right, everything is on fire. From everything in 7 and 9, not very close to you, but 7 down at this junction past 17 is a horrible blaze. And Violet, you would know. Ooh, I like that. Violet, you would know. You're getting light security camera in the corner. It's starting to blink back. It's starting to come back a little bit, and there's obviously a camera in the barracks looking down the hall. And also, you see this fire down the hall, and you know that that's the gravity stabilizer. That's the main generator for the engines, and also you know that on B deck, directly above this, is primary fuel storage on both sides of the engines.
We need to move quickly. That is the gravity stabilizer and the main engines. Directly above it is fuel storage.
Huh, so it's gonna blow itself up. Where's the ship?
This way.
Alright.
And I'll lead the way.
Granger's out looking. It's all foobar out here. Let's just get moving.
Alright.
Clicked over the grenade. Just
Yeah.
All right, McKeelson, goes first. You
Well-
step out into the hall.
Okay.
Not first. She goes after Granger,
Uh-huh.
who's basically everybody's. You're out in the hall. Did you want to go further, Granger? Did you just want to step out in the hall and look around?
He's stepping out of the hall,
Yeah, I'm
gun,
looking.
gun drawn, looking for anything to shoot
I've
at.
got my pistol in my good hand, and my bad hand, I'm holding the, like, ready to pop that fire. I got the fire extinguisher under my arm. Just in case.
Well, all the emergency lighting is circuiting towards the airlock around the corner to your right. So where do you go, McKeelson?
Wherever Violet tells me to go, to get to the ship fastest route.
Emergency lighting.
Follow the lights.
Alright, so to my right. So this way.
Yes. You slap the button on the door. The door slides open left to right.
I'm gonna have
And as you-
Blaze going with her too.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, at this point, we won't hold on. We'll do fresh initiative when that comes time. So let's just all get going. So
Alright.
the door opens, and Blaze and McKeelson, you see laying flat on his back in the middle of the room is the corpse of Captain Ross, who's been violently murdered by something. And to his left is the first working Joe that Granger encountered, the check-in working Joe, who's still holding his data pad and is like looking down at Ross and attempting to communicate, talking to him in broken robot trash.
Can I understand
noise.
what he's trying to say?
No, he's
Is it covered in human blood showing signs?
oh yeah,
of-
he's just soaked in blood. But he's like holding his data pad and he's like wanting to type something. He's waiting for instruction from the captain that is not going to come.
Dead.
The
Quick,
Blaze
use
is
your
gonna have his
ventriloquism
rifle.
now.
Yeah. Blaze is gonna have his rifle pointed at the thing, waiting for McKeelson to make a move, but he's not taking the rifle off.
McKeelson will come in and step to the side and be like, give the signal.
Okay, Blaze will come
It's
in.
fire. It's shit on my lungs.
Yeah, it's bad. All right. So you guys move into the room. Brewer, Violet, what do you do?
Oh, no.
Oh, Violet hugs
I-
the ship
I pick up the ship
The
kitty,
ship cat.
Oh.
and I just follow.
There's a kitty. You can pick up the kitty. It's...
Just put it in my jumpsuit.
All right. Everybody, so then presumably Granger, you move up too?
Yes.
All right, you come up, you move on in, door closes behind you. You see this thing standing there speaking in garbled robot to this corpse. And there is a window to the airlock,
Mm-hmm.
right? So anybody who steps up into the room, and presumably at least Violet and Granger do, presumably. Looking out of the airlock, anybody who looks out there sees that indeed the shuttle has disengaged from maglock and is slowly turning about 100 feet from the ship. It will require a spacewalk to get to the shuttle.
No problem. I've got a
Behind you-
fire extinguisher. I've seen Wally.
Behind you in the tubes
Need an EVA suit.
are 3 compression suits and 3 mag bolt guns like Ripley has at the end of Alien.
Blaze curses and is like, well, does anybody here know how to pilot a ship?
No, but I am good with computers.
Does Synth need to breathe? Would McKeelson know this?
I would like a suit, please.
I was out of character.
Okay.
McKeelson would
Nugget,
ask-
stop.
ask
God damn it.
that. Like, because technically we could get 4 people if Violet.
Yeah, we're looking.
Just
We
exist
have.
in the
There's
vacuum.
5 of us right now.
All right.
One of us does not need to breathe.
Oh,
Excuse you.
well, try holding
It's
your
just
breath. How long
common
can you hold your
knowledge.
breath? Knowledge. No, I mean Violet.
And that still leaves one person without a suit.
we're gonna have to redock the ship to the station, or redock the shuttle to the ship, I should say.
I'll hold this position.
Yeah.
To be honest, Brewer, I
Alright,
think I should
Brewer.
stay here with you on that one.
Alright, I'll get a suit on. I can't
Okay, stop it.
Fair enough.
start suiting up.
Hey, Granger, is this your shuttle?
We got Octafast.
That's the one I came in on.
Did you fly it?
Probably be good if you suit up and grab it if you got any of the controls, or were you on autopilot on the way in?
I don't know, Mr. DM.
So, Granger should have enough know-how of small spacecraft to he could at least operate the remote pilot back to the ship. So could Violet, and someone is going to have to open the door to the airlock on the shuttle. And that can be done remotely. Violet, you do have contact with the shuttle, but you are not able to access its actual flight controls. But you are reasonably sure you could get the door open.
I could get the door open. At the
All
very
right.
least.
Well, that puts 3 of us going out to get the shuttle while 2 hold the landing.
Alright.
Blaze
Let's go.
then is gonna move to the far doors, and if it's possible to try and lock those, he'll try and lock them. But I don't know if they're gonna have locks on this ship.
Granger hands his other pulse rifle to Blaze, so he has 2.
Okay. He'll quick sling one and have the other one in his hand.
Nice.
All right. So everyone who's suiting up does so in one round. All you got to do is step into it, pull it up, do the helmet,
Boots.
lock it.
Book.
So everyone who is suiting up, move out onto the loading ramp.
That's
And
this.
it is understood that you cannot go out into the airlock without losing compression in this chamber. And so those who stay behind are going to have to step out into the hall at least briefly.
Well, hell, then, if Blaze can't lock these doors, Blaze would recommend to Brewer that we go back the way we came into the known area.
Yeah,
Because we don't know what's on the other side.
Mhm. At least you've got fire on this side. They don't like
Yeah.
fire. We know they don't like fire.
He'll cover the hallway here. Just wait.
I'm gonna grab the captain's body,
Okay.
drag it this way.
All right. So you hit the door, airlock opens. All the random detritus in the room, dust, and the working Joe who was standing there gets sucked. Oops. Right out.
Can I
Sorry,
snag
that's a funny picture.
his pad as he flies by? His data pad?
Like, you guys have boots that are holding on that are mag locked to the grate of the ramp, and you operate that inside your suit. You all 3 have guns that you can use to tether to the ship and cable across to it without being spun out into the cold, icy black void of space. So I'm going to need firearms rolls, the equivalent.
Marksmanship.
Everyone who's going out. Be marksmanship.
I have a marksmanship. 19 from Granger.
Oh.
I don't have one of those.
Can I just roll my shotgun? That's a gun.
Yes.
Okay.
So that'll be a dexterity check, Becky.
17.
Okay. Ooh, 15.
Ooh, crit.
Beautiful. So you guys go pop, 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 and 3 cables and mag lock to the shuttle. And you see that the shuttle is gently turning, but you can't make it right over to the door without having to completely crawl over this ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need dexterity checks from all 3 of you. And as that happens,
Oh no.
Blaze and Brewer hear a terrible slamming from down the hall to the west,
Okay.
but it's faint and it sounds like it's around the corner. And there's a terrible irregular slamming. Bang, 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 bang.
Hearing that,
Down the hall.
Blaze is going to use the corner of the hallway as cover for his body and be kind of leaning around the corner with the rifle at the ready and ask Brewer to be standing up and leaning out over top of him to help him watch down the hallway. I'm assuming he's coming from the direction of the fire, right? This way from the west, you said?
He is. It is. The sound is.
Okay, then he's going to sit there in kind of like an ambush spot in case something comes around that corner that's mean.
Are these the dexterity checks down here?
Yes. Got 2 10s and a
15.
15.
Granger, you barely make it out there. And you have a couple of very close calls on your way to the shuttle. But you manage to hold on to it because there's not really anything keeping you from getting down there, right? There's no debris or anything like that. So you make it to the shuttle door just as
Oh, we got
Brewer,
Oh no.
Brewer and Blaze see a very large
Oh,
bluish creature.
oh no, it's the monkey chest burster.
It looks like this.
Oh,
It
boy.
is it has to crouch to fit through the 10-foot clearance of the hallway. It is actively on fire and does not care. It is
Oh, good lord.
Oh,
steadily moving toward you,
that's fantastic.
That's terrifying.
lit by the fire.
I mean, unless we're in some sort of minor initiative, he's going to open fire. You kidding me?
Yeah, you both get a free
Yeah.
shot.
Okay, pulse rifle attack.
Alright, the question is, does Brewer pulse rifle or grenade?
Oh, jeez. 14 to hit, 8 damage.
Oh,
Brewers.
Okay. But doesn't it do like several, like you fire several bursts?
You do. The pulse rifle is on a 3-round burst, so you do triple damage with pulse
Uh-huh.
rifles. That's something we didn't do last time we played this, and we're doing now.
Okay, so 8 times 3, 24 damage.
24.
14 hit, 24 damage.
You put 3 in this thing's chest, and it turns back, and then its chin turns, and it drops, and you just see this big, long black carapace going all the way up to the headpiece, going all the way up to the ceiling, and little bits of acid start to come out, and it starts to move slowly toward you once again.
Brewer.
Blaze. Yeah, Blaze starts cursing. Shit.
Not like
He's-
shaking blades. It goes from here now, you fucking dumbass!
Sorry, but Blaze would be yelling back. It already do. Shoot it.
All right, it's Brewer's turn.
I'm gonna launch a grenade at it.
Okay.
Damn right.
Beautiful. Oh. Dang.
Oh, that's a crit on a 20. You pop this thing like a grape, and it's a big fucking grape.
It's a big fucking grape.
And you know, it's this hallway was already on fire, you know, and so there's acid and fire, and just the whole back of this thing in this moment is just this symphony of destruction that, you know, you guys both have to like squint. It's Nova white. You can see everything in the hallway all of a sudden. It blinds you temporarily. Meanwhile, back at the shuttle, the 3 of you are at the door.
I would like to attempt to open it.
That'll be a computer's check.
Oh no!
Okay.
Can I bribe the door to open? Can I forge a key?
You got these big chunky fingers in this glove, and you're trying to interact with this door. Now let me ask you this. Did you try to do it with your hand or remotely? I think that since you failed, maybe you try to do it with your hand. You tell
I
me.
probably tried to do it. Her gut instinct is always to do with her visor, but I think since you know I failed, I probably did it with my hand.
And then just being out in space in this
Yeah.
trilogy too, maybe. Just
It's probably
the
she
stress
doesn't
of
like
the
space.
situation.
She doesn't like being in this suit. It freaks her out. So she's like, "Get me out of here!"
Okay. So you see the readout turn red, say access denied. She hit the wrong button, and Granger, it is your turn, and you have seen someone access this ship before, and so you know how to open it. Why don't you give me?
And I'm proficient in security systems.
Well then roll that shit, brother.
15?
15
On that
does it. It's not. 15 does it. It's not locked. And so this door opens, and the whole inside of the shuttle depressurizes. So I need all three of you to roll me dexterity checks as what was left of the atmosphere inside escapes.
Oh, we're
I'm
gonna
going to ask to roll a reflex on that one.
Yes.
Man, doesn't matter.
2 11s and a 15.
Okay. Violet and Granger, you almost are blown clear of this shuttle. You're a hair away from being spun out into the void of space. But you hold on. And all three of you managed to make it into the shuttle.
McKelson was just holding on, wasn't trying to open the door, so she was ready.
Okay. So, let's move just a little quicker through this next bit. Who is going to pilot the shuttle?
Me, unless Granger takes over because this is his shuttle.
Can I assist Violet?
Oh.
Yes.
Since
Two pilots in the shuttle.
Okay, since I know a bit about, and I have basic skills with piloting because it's basically my taxi. Yeah, I'll assist because I don't specifically have any skills for that.
McKelson's gonna just work on getting it repressurized in here, so that way when we close the door, the jig can just run on in,
Mm-hmm. And there's a sequence on the door to get it ready to dock with the station. To dock with,
McKelson's getting that ready. That's what McKelson knows, the basic stuff, because basic stuff. But that's
Right.
it. That's all McKelson.
All right, so give me those rolls.
What rolls?
So am I rolling
to pilot a computer, since we don't actually have a ship piloting skill.
And do I roll twice? How do I do?
Yeah, let's roll twice.
Okay.
Wants to get it moving, up and moving, and wants to get it up next to the ship.
Nice.
And Granger's helping me, right? So 22 and a 16.
Beautiful. You buddy up with the beautifully dock with the Cleolanth. You see Blaze and Brewer, you see the cab, you see everything, things were kind of moving, and the cabin repressurizes, the airlock repressurizes. A green light appears above the door.
Yeah.
The space station buckles, or the ship, the Cleolanth buckles. But not so much that it throws you clear. You're able to make it back into the room. You're able to make it back into the shuttle.
Time to go.
Everybody makes it into the shuttle. The door is shut. And you have plenty of time to make it to minimum safe distance.
Cool.
So now I need to
sweep
know.
the ship. I'm checking everywhere for anything that doesn't belong here.
The shuttle is very small and barely accommodates all of you. It might fit one more person, right?
Mm-hmm.
No signs of any organism other than yourselves or any damage to this shuttle. It is for now a safe haven, and you are able to move it safe distance away. Now, I want to know, and this is for you guys to decide, do you go back to the Remington?
Granger will say no.
How far away are we from anything else?
Can we at least do a flyby of the Remington? Just maybe see something through a window.
If we get close enough, I could access the ship
The ship's-
possibly and
look
view
through
the cameras.
security. There you go. I like that.
Here's the question, though. How far away are we from the planetoid? Are we above a gas station? Are we above Earth?
You're above a gas giant ball that is it's not an actual planet. It's
All right, how far away from Earth or one of its colonies, then?
You are it took Granger about 4 days without hypersleep to make it to the USCM station that he left from.
For the next few days, I have to go back to my ship and get the cigarettes.
You would be very hungry, and there is some survival gear on the shuttle, maybe enough to get.
All right. At least let Violet look through the security systems. If it looks clear, we have weapons.
Just want to let you know, when I came on board, Captain Ross was telling me about the things that he found on the ship after you were evacuated from it. There were these crab-like things. They had many, many legs and long tails, and they were inside the vents and underneath a table. They were inside your ship.
We saw those in the test tubes, right? We haven't seen any. We don't know what they do. We're so dumb.
They were like, I understand that you want to take a look at those cameras, but I don't know if they'll show you everything.
I don't know if we have much choice, though. It's a matter of numbers here. I mean, it took you how many days to get out here with supplies?
4 days.
Do we even have enough for that to get us back?
This shuttle will get us back. We will be hungry. We will be thirsty.
How many cigarettes do I have?
That's the deciding factor, the cigarettes.
Because I start rationing now. Oh no!
Don't you worry, McKeelson. I don't take a 4-day trip without supplies. Yes, Miss Violet.
We also have to consider the fact that we are currently under investigation by the corporation.
Well,
And
that
in
is
fact-
fine. You are currently under my supervision, and until I deem this investigation completed, I am just taking you to another location so we can continue our discussions.
Violet, could you hack into the ship just to get the files? They said they were wiped, but did you personally see Granger? Did you see them?
I only was given what I was told was available.
Could you just do a check to see if they
That
missed
might
something?
clear it up right there. That's a good. If we could do that remotely, I would be more than happy to help.
Do I know if I can do that remotely?
What
Goodness.
specifically?
To check
To-
our ship's logs for any files that they might have missed when deleting everything. For like, especially Violet's like secret orders and stuff. Like
She's the one that deleted everything.
Me? No.
I thought she was.
No, I didn't delete anything.
She
All
was in hypersleep.
Ah, okay. It happened after the fact.
Mm-hmm. But they may have missed something. Or maybe they didn't delete them at all and just were claiming him and we're gonna salvage our ship. Because we weren't there at all. They got us immediately out of sleep. So just check to see if there's any files there that could corroborate our story.
Yeah. I want to look at security cameras / logs and files.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll a computers check.
Oh, crit!
3!
That's a crit!
Oh, that's a crit.
Oh.
Leonard left you a very nice note
Oh, he felt that.
on the ship's log
Okay.
and left the black box intact, left your navigation intact, left security systems intact, and also isolated comms, obviously, from the network for the perceivable future until you turn them back on. The only person with a better computer score than Violet was Leonard. And as he said to you, and his words echo again in Michael Fassbender's voice, I did you a favor. Don't waste it. And the security cameras show you that there is currently no movement on the Remington.
Okay.
Please do a data transfer. Get all them files.
Yeah, I'll do a data. I'll take everything, I guess.
Sounds good. Yes. And that only because you critted did you get to remotely access the damn black box.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, you'd have to go get the fucker,
Mm-hmm.
carry it around, but you're kind of a rock star, so you managed to rewrite the encryption. All right, so what do you do? How do you escape? Do you stay on the shuttle? Do you go to the Remington? What happens
If
to get you
Granger's
away?
super adamant about it, but he has liquor and a few cigarettes, and Violet is able to get the info, McKeelson would be fine staying.
Yeah, same with Blaze.
So we got files.
It's not worth risking it if we can make it. If we can't make it, you can choose to risk it. Get some supplies.
It means the total destruction of the Remington once the orbit on Cleolanth decays.
Well, hey, just in case there is something still left on there, goodbye.
Mhm.
More story later.
Granger can corroborate, and it's his orders that we didn't go back into the Remington, so
now that Violet is actually accessed this the Remington remotely, can you not pilot it remotely?
Bishop did. Roll me a computer's check.
Oh shit.
21.
Pretty good.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Not a crit.
Not a crit, but
Not a
two
crit.
shot.
Not a crit. I want to look at the. So that's a point short of heroic, but you already downloaded the fucking black box for Pete's
She's
sake.
in
I
there.
mean, you're in there, you know, and so yeah, you could not only move the Remington to safe distance, but it could follow you in the shuttle back to Gateway.
Well, if we're gonna
By the
do
way-
that, open every single exterior. and interior
Open,
door.
just
You
get-
can't prevent it.
You can't destroy it. It has all the proof.
Okay, yeah.
I will leave the decision up to you. I was given a gift and I was told not to waste it.
We also have to explode whatever the fuck. Well, it's gonna explode itself because
That'll
the fire was
explode on
under the
its own.
fuel
Yes.
fuselage.
Now I'll let you guys decide. It is your ship and your lives. I'll just be over here on my tablet.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Violet.
Can I know what I am now?
That's what I was about to research.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
And for the first time, on a connected device, I place the digits in and start searching.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad.
I knew you wanted that to happen, so I was just waiting for the right time.
Let me just put my hat back on.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's a beautiful thing.
Preach,
no.
brother. Come on.
So as the Remington slowly leaves orbit and like a cat following you matches your speed, do you vent it? Do you open the lock?
Oh, I vent
You open
everything.
Yeah.
Vent
Yeah.
everything? You vent everything.
Just watching cigarettes fly by.
You see cigarettes. You see boots and shoelaces and
Booze.
Couple bottles of
coffee
scotch.
cups and
Coffee
a
cups, yeah.
very large black xenomorph who
Oh.
is not happy into the icy black of space. And that is the third and final xenomorph
Oh, it
that
was
you can account
waiting.
for.
It was waiting. It was like, that motherfucker's gonna come back in here. And we're like, not today, Xenomorph.
Ranger just looks at all of you with an "I told you so" look, just like.
It's gone now.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful to watch it twitch and squirm.
Ah. Kind of want to take pot
So-
shots at it from here, but
Granger, I'm going to describe what you see on your data pad,
Okay.
and then I am going to let you decide whether or not you relate this to Violet, and then that is where we will end things tonight.
Okay.
Violet's serial number NC420514 comes up in your database as a pre-blackout Tyrell Corp serial number. We're talking 2015, 2016. Not only is she not Nexus 8, she is Nexus 7, which, as you will remember, was the experimental series created just before Tyrell's murder. And from what you know from the interrogations of members of the replicant resistance movement from that time, you know that it was a Nexus 7 that supposedly conceived a child. And that this was considered a miracle in the replicant movement and emboldened the replicant resistance, which is still going back on Earth. Violet is over 150 years old and the most rare type of replicant. How did she get into how was she conscripted into the USCM without being noticed? How has she lasted this long? She missed having a 4-year lifespan by 1 generation. The only other Nexus 7 was personally created by Tyrell. This is a very rare model number and a very rare type. And by the situation of a Blade Runner, certainly in that time, she is to be retired.
Would that be all, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you tell Violet?
Kind of looking at her, looking at the crew.
I'm like, great job, Violet. You know, you're just.
I didn't do anything. I just worked with computer.
Yeah, that's great. Have you seen me on the computer? I barely use my flip phone. That's why. It's embarrassing.
But you're so good with. I mean, I haven't seen you with. At least I don't remember seeing you with medical supplies.
I'm
but
very
apparently
good.
you're really
I am
good
an
with
expert.
them.
By the way, I'm going to fix my hand now, and I just pour a little scotch.
It looks very bad.
It hurts like hell.
You might want to make sure that doesn't get infected.
I'm sorry to
That's what the scotch is for.
everyone's happy to be alive, but Miss Violet, would you mind coming over here for a moment, please?
Of course.
Ranger's just in the corner cleaning his rifle.
Brewer.
I'm really sorry to let you know this, but there's not much information on your model number that I can come up with at this time. I don't know if it's you're an experimental number or something along those lines, but I can't tell you much. I'm sorry. But I will look into it further to try and find out why this is happening to you and happening to everyone else.
Of course. Thanks for looking anyway. It's kind of disappointing, but I don't.
Sometimes not knowing where you come from can be better than having the full rundown.
I don't feel not human.
Let's just say you are for now, until we figure out what's going on.
That works for me.
Don't worry. I'll be with you every step of the way.
Ooh. Ooh.
So, and you all settle in for a very long 3 hours and 3 days and 22.
Anywhere for some pinochle. I have some cards.
I like Go Fish.
All right, that'll work.
I don't know how to play cards.
Oh, I can teach you.
Oh, yes. Let's teach you, because McKeelson remembers how Violet whooped all their asses in the last round of poker that they played. And so McKeelson's like, yes, let's play cards.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to play poker with y'all anymore.
You're not. But you
And
forgot.
Violet, what was that? What was that bird? It was a sparrow. What was the
blue
bird?
jay.
A blue jay.
Yeah.
And as you settle in for some pinochle, you see that blue jay look right at you and go, "It did you a favor. Don't waste it." And that is where we will end it.
Oh,
Won't have any
so good.
Can I just thank everybody watching and everybody playing for settling in for a 4-hour fucking game on Lindy's channel, or at least 3:30 and change. And for these folks on the East Coast who have stayed up late, Michael's ready to crash, Becky's ready to crash. You guys are troopers, and getting to do this means a lot to me. And you guys watching at home, thank you so much. You guys are fucking hardcore, and I smell a part 3 coming here in a few weeks. We are not done with these people. And this was a very special thing. This scratches an itch that I just cannot shake. I want to say what's up to Frank, who fucking crushed this and really put up with, some last minute stuff a few hours ago and handled it beautifully. And Becky, I love this character. I love all these characters. You guys are rock stars. It means a lot to me to have a group of players that want to play with me and that will hang in and do something great. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I'm going to shut up. Thank you.
All right. I'll take over from here, and we will all go around and we'll say who we are, where we can find you, and what your favorite moment from today's game was. Let's start with our lovely DM. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you?
I love that Frank, I was convinced that Frank was going to one-on-one these people, that we were going to go person to person and like, oh, okay. And then maybe Ross would like, oh, I'll interrogate that person while you do Violet. But no, Frank did this whole curveball thing. It's like, let's get them all in a room and just see what happens. And that led to like this incredible, hour and a half of y'all having all this RP. This just really like you all took a group voice comp test and like, it was so badass. And just a beautiful thing, and that was my favorite part.
Excellent. Lovely. We also have our demo specialist, Brewer,
Yes, let's see.
who didn't explode, but also got to launch a grenade.
Not this time. Let's see. My favorite part was probably just your working Joe, man. Your working Joe.
Oh my god.
I have to admit. But I'm just happy to be in this game, and freaking Brewer's fun to play and crazy. And the interrogation was
Yes.
just awesome. Yeah, thank you for watching. Come see me. I play video games on D20 Coup de Grace. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome, awesome. And we have our lovely synthetic human, our lovely human, Nugatosaurus. How are you doing, Violet?
I am doing great. I had such a blast. Alien is one of my favorite like sci-fi series of all time. I love playing this. I love playing a synth. Like any kind of artificial intelligence, I'm 100% there for. I'm so excited. And I like that twist at the end where like, oh, you're a Model 7. I'm like, oh shit, okay. That was pretty nice. My favorite part though was when we got to B deck and we were going for the armory, and I'm just in the hallway. Just in the hallway, and I don't see a goddamn thing, and then everybody else piles into the hallway, and I'm like, thank you guys. Not letting me die here by myself.
We wouldn't let you die alone.
Yeah. So that's, oh man, it was so much fun. I want to do this every single week. This is amazing.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm Nugatosaurus. I played random stuff on my own channel, and then play D&D with these guys on Mondays and Tuesdays, and that's about it.
Awesome, awesome. And we have our lovely smart gunner, Blaze. Smart mouthing off today.
Blaze the smart mouth, not so smart gunner. Yeah, Shiny Pilot 206 Twitches, Twitters. Find me here on Laugh Love Lindy's channels Mondays, Tuesdays, and now today, which I agree. I think this would be a great game to play as a set schedule thing. Love the Aliens universe since I was a kid, and for favorite moments, there was a lot of really cool things that came into it, and I really enjoyed just listening to the descriptors you had going, Travis, of the ship, because having watched Aliens recently, it's still fresh in the brain. The colors, the sounds, the lights, the descriptions, and then plugging it into the ship and having this cool mental picture going on with how things look and feel, like the warnings and the sirens, the interruptions, the little things that kicked in just made it just nice and filled and just nicely. Everybody's little character quirks and the little things, and it's a nice symphony. It was cool. So anyways, yeah, the whole thing was my favorite thing. I don't know.
Awesome. Awesome. And we have our investigator, Mr. Granger. How are you doing tonight?
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Makes me wish I was back home with my mama's peach lemonade, but no. I'm Deception Check. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays I DM, Mondays in Exandria. Tuesdays I play in Mists of Ravenloft, and today I got to play Hank Granger, who had no idea what he was doing 24 hours ago, and today has 5 pages of yellow legal pad worth of notes to play off of. Yeah, that was a crash course in everything, Hank. My favorite part was dealing with Violet every time she raised her hand.
Yes.
Every time. And it was just the interpersonal, like each person on the team had a different reaction to Granger, with Blaze always saying Inspector, Brewer looking like he's going to stab him at any moment, McKeelson just wanting a drink badly, and Violet raising her hand like... That is just, it was great. That was so much fun. I love characters. I love how you guys play them. And I liked having a chance to do this. So that was fun. Thanks, everyone.
Lovely, lovely. Yes, I'm Lindy. I play McKeelson. I figured out why I kept slipping into like a Brooklyn kind of, like New York kind of thing. It's because I was sitting like this, and that's how I've been recording my podcast when I'm a Mafia member lately. And so it would come out because of my posturing. So I stopped sitting like that. It stopped happening. Bing. But anyways, I loved this so much. It was a lot of fun. I think just some of my favorite moments was the interrogation, like how everyone responded to the questions, like the "Are you a synth?" questions. It's like we're just like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, just like a bunch of stupid Marines. And then Violet. And it was just, we fit the little stereotype so perfectly. I loved it. Yeah, I took some of my own experiences on using to deal with a lot of Marines, young Marine recruits in customer service, and I was like, I know exactly how they would respond to some of these things, but I can't wait for hopefully more in the future. We will keep y'all updated. In the meanwhile, catch us here every Monday and Tuesday night for Mondays in Exandria, just set in Tal'Dorei, and Mists of Ravenloft on Tuesdays, which I am, and it's super spooky, and mummies are abounding. Also, tomorrow, depending on what time zone you're in, morning, in 8.5 hours, me and producer Travis will be back to play Teenagers from Outer Space Summer Camp Edition. I'm sure we'll be incredibly well rested. It's not like it takes me an hour to spike my hair or anything when I'm not waking up in 5 hours. It'll be fine. It'll be fun, but it will be super fun shenanigans. So come check it out. Check all these wonderful, fantastic, lovely people out. And thank y'all so much for watching. I could see y'all in the chat seem to be enjoying it. We were having a blast, and I can't wait for the next time. So till then, see you later.